And we are live.
Welcome to Subjectively Correct. And
Woo!
yeah, episode 31. You know, this, unfortunately, that means we're on episode 2 and 3 of Daredevil
Of
Born Again Season 2.
a tragedy. A tragedy.
Yes. Yeah. We had double feature last night, and I also got a video out last night, like literally edge of top, like the end, last possible moment. The deadline got pushed, but I got it out. Um, some of the editing in that was like having to get like, did you watch the video at all?
I haven't yet, no.
Okay,
I
I do
was
a
editing
direct
mine right before this.
scene to scene comparison between the fight of season 1, episode 1 in the crates and the fight in Born Again with the crates. That
Yeah,
took a while because I was doing split screen. That was like syncing that crap up. Took a minute.
yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, we got a video out. It's pretty good. You should check it out. It's a little more of a detailed, cohesive thoughts on episode 1 as opposed to our stream, which was just like whatever we could think of.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
I hate this. It's
yes,
garbage.
that was more cohesive. So we are back here with the jumbled thoughts. This
Yes.
is all
I,
okay.
I will
In
say, episode 2 and 3 probably the funniest
Oh
probably
my
the funniest
gosh.
stuff I've watched in quite some time.
So initially I was sitting there and I was immediately like, something about the first 5 minutes as we'll go through it. I was kind of like, this seems just mid. Like that's not even the way, like it's like so average. It reminded me of Wonder Man, where I'm like, do I really want to make a video about this? It's so average. And then it just went off the rails and I was dying of laughter. And I was like sitting there hoping. The only thing we didn't get that I was praying, and I guess this is a bit of a spoiler territory, because we're gonna try to go chronological order here of like,
Mhm.
oh, we don't, as if we're watching it for the first time almost when we break it down. But I have to say, the only thing I didn't get is when Daniel was confronting BB. That's TikTok man, by the way. When he was confronting BB, they were framing, and I was praying they were gonna do a focus shift where he goes blurry and the Godfather poster comes into frame. That's the only thing that was missing from that slop. I was like,
In
please
in
do a
case you missed
Ye
it.
please do a focus, because they were, like, framing for it. I was praying they did, unfortunately, but also, I mean, I'd say fortunately, but at this point, this show's garbage regardless of what, like,
Yeah.
what you're gonna get, so it's like, at this point, I'd rather it be cartoonishly over the top cartoonishly bad as opposed to
Because
just
then at
cartoonishly
least
bad.
it's more funny and it's easier to just be like, "Yeah, this isn't actually a real show." Which, I mean, frankly, it isn't,
It
but
really isn't, to be honest.
is
We
it
did get we got the oneer. It's just as good as this hallway fight
I mean,
in
I
season
I
episode 3.
implore you to watch, episode 1 of either season of Born Again, but, just for the sake of what they want, watch season 2, episode 1 of Born Again because, that's the new team, they got to do everything they wanted, whatever, and then go watch episode 1 of any season of Daredevil,
Of television.
or yeah, go watch season 1 go watch a pilot episode for a sitcom and notice how they set up storylines for seasons to come.
Go watch an episode of television, and
Yeah,
then
literally,
and then
go
compare
watch
the 2.
go
Go
watch,
watch
like
Echo.
yeah, bro, yeah, honestly, go watch Echo,
Nah,
but
Echo sucks.
The
Worst, but
go watch, season 1, episode 1 of Daredevil set up literally everything for the entire season, and it like, there was so much good dialogue that set up not just the plot, because that's all this show does is just give you what the plot is and who is doing the plot and where the plot is, but the actual plot of a story isn't like that's not all there is to a good story. The character is just as, if not, in my opinion, significantly more important. Like if we had Daredevil, but he had none of the cool, complex character stuff, and it was just
hold on real quick.
it's happening,
You
it's
your
boring.
your audio sounds weird.
In what way?
It sounds like there's 2 microphones.
Well, with the Ninja, there probably is. Hold on.
Yeah, just a warning. We're also, I mean, can you bump are you able to bump our stream audio at all anymore? Just the broadcast audio?
Go up a little bit.
Yeah, it needs to go up for sure.
All right, how does it sound now?
It's gonna take a second, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can keep talking. I'll let you know if it sounds any better.
Um, yeah, but as I was saying, the episode 1 of the original real Daredevil show, it doesn't just set up, like, all the plot that's coming up, it sets up a lot of the character stuff, and it gives you a good
Okay, hold on, real
idea
quick.
of
It's
where
it's
all
still
of the
it's still
characters
there.
are at.
It's still like you don't accidentally have an extra like audio source added to OBS, do you?
I do not, I checked.
Okay, it's not that. Did you know how to select multiple microphones on
Yeah, I
Unity,
checked,
right?
it's
You
not
check
that either.
that?
Yep.
I don't even know what this could be then. I don't know how to describe it to you. It's basically just sounds like let me listen again. I don't it's weird. It
I
sounds
can
like
I'll pull it up and listen to it and see what
pull
it
up
is.
the
You
stream.
you talk for
I'll
a
yeah.
minute.
But yeah, so we're gonna get into the episodes. We're gonna try to go a little quicker because we do have 2 episodes. But we did also get a Supergirl trailer that came out. That was pretty good. My favorite part was how it sucked. But you know, look, man, Supergirl. It's gonna come out. The movie, and I know we're talking about Daredevil, but while he's talking, I gotta talk a bit about Supergirl because that was something big that happened. So, like, the the trailer looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and then if you're talking, you are not saying anything, by the way.
Okay, how are we looking now?
What did you think of the Supergirl trailer?
I mean, it looked terrible. It almost looked like a fan movie. I feel like whoa, I sound way worse. Hold on.
What is that? It's so weird.
I've literally never had this. I don't know.
You checked your bass input, right? Your bass audio input. We're troubleshooting live on air right now. Put a little update,
Like
little
you
title update.
mean
Like your Apple, like the Apple audio.
hold on.
Let me check your audio settings on Ninja real quick.
Unplugged, replugged.
Oh, your microphone. It's wrong microphone. It's coming through your phone now.
Oh, hold on. Okay. It's on the right microphone.
What?
I'm plugged back in. How are we?
Okay. Let me check. So the weird thing is, it sounds fine for me in the Ninja audio. So like, I'm trying to. Let me hit a little listen. Okay, yeah, just don't work, mouse. That's cool. All
Yeah,
right,
no, it still sounds weird on stream. I don't. Um,
dude, why does this kind of crap always happen?
I know, dude. Bruce, we actually have something to talk about. This is pissing. I mean, it's kind of on brand. I'm pissed off, and we're talking about Born Again, but
Um,
oh, hold on. Shh.
sounds.
Okay, it's slightly better. I'm
It sounds
actively
more normal. It sounds more normal.
I'm adjusting something, and then I have to wait and listen to my voice again.
Yeah. It's just annoying because I can't hear it in the call, so it's like I don't know. It's still like it doesn't. What are you adjusting?
I'm adjusting something on my actual microphone. Yeah, it's on my actual microphone, but it's not a yeah, I don't know why it's not affecting the call audio, but it's affecting the stream audio.
What knob? What's it doing? Like, what is it?
It's it's like the gain on my actual microphone.
Oh,
But it also this shitty ass I need to get a new microphone because this it does say which side is up and which side is down, so I literally just crank it one way and see how it sounds and then crank it the other way. It's the same microphone you used to have, but
I know, but
yeah.
I'm messing with settings on Ninja as well to try to.
I think
Oh,
it's
oh,
fine
hold on.
now.
Yeah, I turned on voice isolation on Ninja and it seems to have fixed it. All right, cool, cool. We'll just go.
Awesome.
We'll go from here. We'll not worry about it. Let me remove the text
Alrighty.
here.
As I was saying, so
Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on.
if you go
Okay, now insert. Oh, whoa. Oh,
welcome
oh, it just
back.
got worse
What's
again. It just
up?
got worse again.
No way. Are you serious? No
Hold on.
way.
It got worse again. Got worse right when you said, "All right, I think it's fixed now." It got worse.
Hold
And
on.
then
I
it's
think
like
it's
it's like
fixed
every other.
again
I think it's your
now.
gain. It's weird.
Got it. Got it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna touch it again.
Can you bump our so can you just bump the OBS audio like the input anymore?
Up, yeah, yeah, yeah. I can
Yeah.
turn it up a lot. I was just, it looks like we're peaking, but I know
It's
OBS is
yeah, bro. Because when I
OBS
record my
says you're
videos,
peaking at like -12, which
when
is
I
like
record my
low.
videos, it comes in mad quiet. So
Yeah, I mean OBS literally just like spreads misinformation when it comes to audio. It has max red peaking at 0, but you know,
yeah.
thanks OBS, love you. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
so
it sounds
audio
great now. Sounds great.
audio's
All
great
right, we're
now.
good. We're good.
Circling back to what I was saying like 5 minutes ago, if you go back and watch episode 1 of season 1 of Born Again, it sets up all of the plot for the entire season and, you know, across several seasons, but it also sets up all of the character work for the entire season and establishes a good baseline for where every character is at. Even someone as like even side characters like, you know, the Russians, James Wesley, Leland, Nobu, Madame
Gala.
Gao. In the first episode, I have a sense that I understand at least a little bit about who these characters are in a couple minutes of screen time from some of these side characters. And also, the side characters aren't dominating 85% of the episode like they are in Born Again, where, you know, I'm watching Kirsten McDuffie, White Tiger's niece, Cherry, Hawkberg, Heather
Every time I
Glynn.
hear the name Cherry, it makes me laugh.
Like, bro, like, why am I watching White Tiger's niece for at least 10 minutes of runtime in this episode? Like, I do not care about her at all.
Scene one, young Matt. Scene two, confessional Matt. Scene three, what's
Yeah,
scene three?
the first episode
Scene
has
three,
flashback
the
parallels.
I'm trying to like briefly just flash through what you're talking about. Scene 3 is Daredevil fighting on the docks. Scene 4 after intro is Foggy talking to Matt. With Brett, you get a brief introduction to Brett. Next scene is Matt and Foggy buying their apartment. The next scene is Brett speaking to them. Then they're getting Karen. Matt's in every scene so far.
Mhm.
Then we get bad guys set up. Wesley goes to blackmail that one security officer or threaten his daughter. I guess not. Next scene has Matt and
Which
Foggy.
is a really good scene, by
Next
the
scene
way.
is Karen getting strangled in the cell, which involves a character who's directly working with Matt and Foggy. Next scene is Blake and Hoffman talking to Matt and Foggy.
Dude,
And
it
then
also sets up a bit about the character of just the guy
next scene is
Matt
Matt and
fights
Karen.
later.
Yeah, next scene Matt
Like,
and Karen. Next scene is Karen in Matt's apartment. Next scene is Karen sneaking out of Matt's apartment, right? I'm clicking through quickly here. I'm trying to
Yeah.
next scene, we got bad guy scene. We got next scene is all the bad guys meet in the construction building. So more bad guy setup. The next scene is Karen sneaking out, which involves who? Matt Murdock. Next is Karen getting attacked, then a Daredevil fight. Next scene is a flashback. Next scene, who's the flashback about? Daredevil. The next scene, Daredevil. Last scene, Matt and Karen. Foggy as well. Next scene, bad guy set up at the end, also setting up the next episode with the kidnapped boy. And as all the bad guys are planning and moving forward, you know who every scene involves?
The main character,
Matt Murdock / Daredevil, or the main antagonist.
Yeah,
the main antagonist. It's
and it also, dude, there's a couple lines of dialogue just to set up the guy he fights at the end and like who and what he is. Just rants. Rants, the random freaking guy. So it's not like, Daredevil's in a tough fight with this random loser. It's like, oh yeah, no, this guy's a professional, and James Wesley, who's not a good guy, finds his methods a bit. I forget his exact words, but he doesn't like Rance's work. Basically, he's a bad guy. Little stuff like that. It's classic. It's Chekhov's gun. If you see something, it should end up mattering in the story. Or if you hear
Chekhov's
something,
assassin.
it should end up mattering. Yeah, Chekhov's assassin dialogue.
Also known as writing.
Yes, also known as good quality content.
Not even good quality writing, just writing. It could be horrible writing, but you should still do it. That's how you write. That's how you write a show.
If it's a philosophy of writing, it's kind of something
we
that you have
the camera
to have.
It's like we talk about camera rules. You don't technically have to do them, but they're called rules for a reason. They exist for a reason. The 180 rule, it's not a requirement, but if you break it, it's going to be awkward and jarring a lot.
And you can break it intentionally to make something really good. Like in season 3 of Daredevil, when Dex is like having a mental breakdown and spinning out, it has a shot where the camera does like a 720 spin around to show he's literally spiraling out of control.
The best example of breaking the 180 rule is the Dark Knight interrogation scene.
Yes.
One of them's controlling, and then as it gets flipped when Joker takes control of the interrogation, the camera, and it also shows you the camera doing it, so it's less jarring. But the camera pans behind Joker's head as the conversation's shifting.
It's also different.
And you know what that also is? That's not a diegetic camera work. It's not just arts for art's sake, which there's a lot of people. There's a lot of shots that is like, hey, Twitter, what do you guys think of this? In these 2 episodes, and
there's also a difference between like a moving shot that breaks the 180 rule technically doesn't really break the rule. It moves it.
Yes, but that's
easy. It just moves where the 180 is set.
The 180 rule is
like a hard cut.
Yes, it's
screen direction in a sense of space.
If you have 2 characters on one side, you get a sense of space. If the next scene, as they're walking, this is what they do.
They're
in
on the
Against
other
season 1,
side,
and it cuts the other side. Everything feels weird for a second.
It feels like it suddenly switched.
There's a scene where Heather and Matt are talking in Born Against season 1, where they're framed. One's on left, one's on right, and then they begin walking, and it cuts to the front of their view, and it's the opposite. One of them is now on the the one who was on the left is now on the right, and vice versa.
Yeah,
and they do it in the next scene. That's why I brought it up last episode, because I think in the last episode it wasn't too jarring because it was a window, so you still have the right sense of space, which they're also trying to do their artsy shot of like, or not artsy, but like their very subtle thing of like, look, there's a pillar in between BB and Daniel because she's putting a wall up, because we'll find out her secret in this episode. It's crazy. If only it was a video where I literally said, or more likely it's this is what is happening, which is exactly what I said in my video, which I'm so glad I got that uploaded before the episode came out.
I mean, they just really did a good job building suspense and making you really question.
Let's get into it. Let's save our sarcasm for when we get there. We got 2 episodes to get through. I didn't even watch the recap, so I'm not going to talk about it.
I mean, I didn't need to. I just watched the first episode.
The only thing there, I just spent a week editing a video about the first episode. The only thing I guess that was important is they remind you Angela Ayala exists. which, yes, is unfortunately important. So, the first shot, we get somebody spray painting a DD, the logo. Wow, crazy. And we look at more graffiti. Wow, this is crazy. And then Sherry is getting wheeled out of his apartment. Unfortunately, not dead. It's tragic. It's
Tragic.
tragedy. Yes, it is. It is tragic. Remember, he had a heart attack in the last episode. Matt's standing there. This shot looks fake as he's standing on
I remember because it was my favorite part of the episode.
Matt is standing on a ledge. It looks pretty fake. Not the ledge and not him. It's the green screen behind it that looks fake.
Not the
he is
ledge.
definitely standing on a ledge, and he is definitely standing there. It is the CGI fog that they're trying to use to blend it, which they love CGI fog in this show.
And the
horrible lighting
obvious
and green
studio
screen.
light on his face.
Well, and the police lights aren't reflecting on him
Right,
correctly.
yeah, I was just about to say
And-
that.
but
There's,
they're like very
an
violent off the
ambulance.
building behind him.
Yeah,
not
and
there.
what's funny is all the casuals and the show reactions are praising the most simplistic, like the lighting of this show. But the lighting of the show is like really, really fundamentally terrible. It just they have a color switch and it's symbolic, so people are like, "Woo, blue, blue, blue."
It's not even symbolic. There's nothing that's blue
That's
about
right. It's not
We'll get there,
symbolic.
we'll
It's
get there.
literally
We'll have our
just
blue crash outs
Daredevil's
later.
red.
We'll
and
have our
he is
blue crash
blue.
outs. We'll have our blue crash outs in a minute.
Okay, but
That's-
did you see? I have blue and red, and it means something. Do you not
I
feel
do
the
too.
depth
It-
behind me?
It means I like the colors, so that's what I wanted.
Yeah, no, I just think the contrast with the red looks good with the blue.
Yeah. You know what the Balrog is? It's also in the actual room with me. I'm not. It's not a camera effect, right?
Yeah,
I added a Balrog Lego in the background because it symbolizes that I like Balrogs.
That
Or
I think
whatever.
Balrogs are sick.
Or whatever I'm supposed to glean from this blue crap. It's
It's
such a-
blue.
well, let's wait till we get to the blue scene.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
wait
get
till
there.
we
We'll
to
get.
the
We got a lot of time. We got a lot of time.
we got time to get to the blue. What is the next scene? Hold on. I've lost my
The church is actually the next scene.
Yes, I was like, oh man, great. I was kind of annoyed because in my video I make a point about how they've just decided to completely cut the Catholicism. Like, completely. And I was only a little annoyed because I was kind of like, oh, that kind of sucks because I still don't think it's going to be prevalent in this show at all. But I was like, oh, now they're going to put a scene, and now anyone who's going to watch my video is going to be like, oh, well, actually, it's totally in the show.
Bullseye
That's what they
stood
did
in a
season
church.
one. That's what they did in season 1. They were like, when he prayed that one time, they were like, well, if you were actually more media literate.
It's like, yeah, but it's not part of his character anymore, which is.
But it doesn't even matter because it wasn't Matt.
Yeah, it was Dex.
It wasn't Matt. So Bullseye, by the way, fugitive from justice, went back to the church where he murdered a priest
Mhm.
to ask for the nun, the head nun, whose priest he murdered in front of her. I don't know what. So the funny thing is, there is no reason for him to do this. This literally exists because everyone was like, So everyone was like, with season 1, they were like, oh, where's Sister Maggie? And they forgot about her. So they didn't have her in the show. So instead, they provided the worst reason ever.
Yeah,
Would you
when
like
they
to repeat Bullseye's? Would you like to repeat the lines in this sentence here, Jake?
hold on, let me.
You don't have to go word for word. You could paraphrase slightly, but it's just,
Bullseyes or the
just in general,
the
like
li-
what
the
what
little
is said
boy?
here in this scene?
I'm looking for Sister Maggie. Yeah, she's on a sabbatical year in Rome. What?
So, let's just take a break. Let's pause for a second.
What?
Flashback to the episode that is honestly probably the worst in the Netflix show, Karen, in season 3. The worst show. The worst episode.
All up porn again.
True, but 1 second, because half of it also is really good. It's the half that isn't a flashback. In that Karen comes to Sister Maggie because she wants to tell Matt something, and she needs to leave and all this. And Maggie, essentially, they talk about Matt and the conclusion of the show, which this is important because it gets brought up for Karen's character being assassinated, is like the idea of when Matt Murdock tries to push you away, that's when you need to bring him closest. That's not
Mhm.
said word for word. It's subtext, which is a thing that used to exist in TV shows. And that was her
Yeah.
whole point because, she felt really guilty about abandoning Matt as a child. And now she finally has a chance to rebuild that relationship. So the minute his best friend died, she took a sabbatical in Rome. She abandoned him.
And Karen moved to California.
So that whole speech, because think about it, this
Two
because
people who know how to tell him
Augie
to
dies.
abandon-
I didn't hear you were mad quiet.
So
There. I didn't
the two people who knew that about Matt both abandoned him instantly.
the second so a year ago, literally places her sabbatical right after Foggy died. Because Foggy dies year flash forward, Born Again season 1.
Yeah, so it's either she's like gonna be back in a week or right after her son's best friend died.
So here's the thing. They forgot
She
about her.
left.
And I think
They forgot
this
she
might have
existed.
been added in later. I think because they were filming season 2 while it had already been written. So I doubt the actress was ever on set, and I think they threw this line in because everyone was pointing it out, and they were like, "Who?" And then they
"Who
went
is
back
Sister
and watched
Maggie?
the show.
Matt
And they're like,
doesn't have a sister."
and they're like, "Oh no!"
Father Lantum's dead. Oh no!
Like, there's not much character you can assassinate for Sister Maggie. Like, she's great and all. There's not a lot you could do to assassinate her as a character because the one key character trait, she felt really guilty about abandoning Matt as a child.
Her main purpose is to help
And she
develop
got a
Matt's
chance-
character.
And she got a chance to redeem herself with season 3. So the second his best friend dies, she leaves and goes to Rome. Because they forgot she existed. Oh, that's what that happens. And now, that next, so after that, he's holding a knife. The implication here, I mean, he probably just fiddles with a knife from time to time. But also,
Or he's
because
gonna kill this
I'm
guy for old
that's what I'm
time's
saying. Is he
sake.
gonna kill this guy? Was he there to kill Maggie? This scene literally exists to show us, no, that's why she wasn't in season 1. The whole time we knew that.
Yeah,
That's the whole point of this scene.
because why would he go there? Because he doesn't actually know that Matt has
He's
a connection to the
fugitive from
church.
justice. He's looking for the one person who can identify him as the guy who killed Father Landrum. A crime of which he was let out of jail for by Vanessa Fisk for some reason, somehow, because Agent Nadim and all that.
Yeah, I'm like a third of the way through editing my video, and I already have that clip at least 5 times.
This will probably be its first appearance for me as Agent Nadim and all that. I do have my Moon Knight face smacking.
It's
So
actually in my intro.
For those of you that have not seen my video yet, anytime they mention put Fisk away for good, expose the city who he really is, I play the news clip from season 1, episode 13 of them talking about Fisk having people kill people on a bridge with the Moon Knight clip of him smacking his face on it. Which there's gonna be a couple instances of that in this. So after this, the camera, it goes blue.
I can see the guy on set like clicking the button to turn it blue. It's like, oh, the lighting's normal.
We're back. This is peak. This is peak.
It's just, it's.
Let me go on Twitter. Let me just go on Twitter real quick and type in Daredevil blue and see what the first thing I
Dude,
get
the thing is,
is.
dude, you don't. It's like it's non-diegetic lighting to show you like what's going on. It does nothing.
Okay, what happens if I type in Daredevil
They
blue?
freaking. They either and honestly, I can't. I'm not sure if they did this practically or if they literally just threw a color mask on it. It looks kind of. I'm not sure.
So obsessed with the blue aesthetic, symbolizing Bullseye's presence. How they were shot is so beautifully done.
Symbolizing his presence.
Bullseye
How is it
or
symbolizing he's
affirming-
literally standing there?
This tweet is from Giselle _DD Born Again S2 era. Bullseye,
person.
aura farming with the blue visuals, chef's kiss. Let's see, is she a real person? Can I see where she's from? Her freaking channel account is a screen, or like her banner on X is a screenshot of crypto, by the way, with a with from the Supergirl trailer. So
Right.
she has
Yeah.
50,000 posts.
Oh my god.
The blue lighting that appears alongside Bullseye is such a genius visual identity to give that character. Not only is it cool as hell, but it also somehow makes his presence even more terrifying. Major fan of that. So that's
I think
cool.
a subtle lighting change
The
to
official
symbolize
Daredevil
certain stuff
account.
is very interesting, but this is literally just turning the screen blue.
So someone tweeted the color changing to blue when Dex (parentheses Bullseye parentheses in case you missed that) appears. OMG, I want to kiss whoever had that idea. The official Daredevil account commented Bullseye blue with a bullseye emoji.
Bullseye blue.
New look at Bullseye. Bullseye blue. So dude, it's just so I think next episode we're getting the milkshake scene. Which is my favorite part
before they release it, they're gonna be like, make it blue. Make it blue. They liked it. Everybody liked it. Make that thing blue.
That
Make
red
everything
/ blue lighting mix as they grasp hands meet Daredevil and Bullseye team up coming right up. That was from the trailer, by the way. But Benjamin Poindexter, aka Bullseye, back on my screen with the stunning blue visuals. Yes, sir. What's so stunning about this? It's a blue light. Like, why
It's either
stunning.
a blue studio light or a blue
that's
color
a blue light.
mask
I think that's
keyframed.
I think it's official lighting.
I think it's an actual light, but it's either an actual light or they spent 4 seconds to keyframe a color mask over. This isn't. It's not good.
This tweet's hilarious. So this guy, Captain Cup Kick,
Real person.
his name is Jack. He has a profile picture of Sam Wilson, Captain America, and a WWE banner. So this might be Corbin. Spoilers for hashtag Daredevil Born Again. Then he put a little spacer. This is the spoiler. I love how they use the blue lighting as a warning that Dex is about to lock in. He didn't even have to do anything, and I'm already terrified. That's the spoiler.
Did he do anything in this episode?
He killed two Hitler cops. And then in the most cartoonish way, we'll get there. Yeah, I was like,
but not even after this scene.
We'll get there.
It's not even like right
next
after.
Scene.
It's
next
later.
scene though. Yeah, the next scene doesn't make any sense. Fisk is boxing. Well, we got more blue to talk about later.
Fisk is boxing in a quarter zip.
Hey, I don't mind the quarter zip. The funny thing about this scene is the guy training the mayor is like, "You're a quitter, man." After like 20 seconds, and then Fisk kills him.
He's like, you don't have time to rest, when he's obviously like having an important conversation with his like head of security. The guy's like, quit being a wimp. You giving up? That ain't like you, Mr. Fisk. Not like you at all. I thought you were tougher than that. And
it's funny because it's funny because he says 30 seconds, and then like 10 seconds later, he's like, "You're quitting, man." It's this scene exists to me as like everyone was like, all those times an annoying character did something in season 1, everyone's like, Fisk would have killed this guy. They were like, "Look, Fisk kill annoying guy."
Look, Fisk murdered this guy for no reason.
It's like, no, you idiot, because this clearly isn't a real person.
And Fisk isn't like getting super angry. He literally is totally calm and then murders him and then is totally calm.
And he didn't like quit boxing. He's the mayor, so he's having an important conversation.
So how is this guy gonna like how is he gonna lose a boxing match? He's gonna murder the guy. Like, I already know what's gonna happen. In the boxing match, he's going to kill him.
And this guy's like, "Bro, you're not conditioned." It's like, it's a 3-round fight.
It's like, bro, he's the strongest person ever. He's just gonna kill the guy.
Yep. So is there anything important in what Buck says? I don't even remember.
I don't think so. He was just yapping.
He just tells him he's telling about Cherry. Unfortunately, we learn Cherry's stable.
Yeah.
This is where we officially get confirmation Cherry is
yeah, saddest part of the episode. Cherry stable.
Yeah, and he says task force dead.
And then right after that, Karen gets after the
Oh,
intro,
hold
Karen
on.
gets a call about Sherry being stable.
Yes, but this is this. So
In
this
case we missed it.
in this scene, Buck goes, "They're all dead, shot by someone." With pretty good aim.
Like Punisher didn't also just escape from their prisons, like and hates all of them. Like
It's so funny.
no, it's not Punisher. He's shooting his own thing right now, bro. He's not attacking us. He's shooting his own thing.
Mr. Fisk, this guy, he really hits the bullseye. That's what this scene feels like. And Fisk goes, Poindexter.
Poindexter.
Who appeared once, has shown no intention of killing vigilante cops, just tried to kill Fisk and left. Meanwhile, Punisher, like you said,
Just
Yeah.
he killed like how many of them in the apartment? One of them that we see later this
They say
episode.
7. Well, he didn't
Yeah.
kill Cole.
Well,
Cole
yeah, but
Porter.
one of the ones that he injured, we see later.
He
this
has a
episode,
history of killing task force members, and they're
who
like,
also has really good aim. Like remember in
They're like,
season 2
"Must have been
when they said
Poindexter."
when all the Irish got killed and they said it had to have been an army and it was just Frank.
But that wasn't even aim. That was like the amount of ordnance. The aim thing would
It
be like when
was.
he was shooting a shotgun at Karen and what's his face, Grotto.
And Grotto and
Is
not
that Grotto's
hitting
name?
anybody
Yeah,
other
and,
than
and
yeah.
intentionally, and he was saying like you were never in danger, like to Karen, like he confidently knew that would be the aim thing.
Yeah.
Would be like that, like it's just so funny. Like we know he has really good aim because we know it has to be a bullseye aim thing because like he shoots one guy through the eye as it goes through the other guy's eye.
And he
It's
threw
so-
the knife. Punisher doesn't do that.
But again, they wouldn't know the knife.
That's what I'm
Correct.
saying is they only
The
know
easy,
this
the way you do
because
this is
the
you have him
script
leave
knows
the
it.
knife. You have him leave the knife.
Yeah.
Just have the knife stay there, and then it's like, oh, it's Dex.
Yeah. And literally the only reason that they know for a fact it's Dex and don't even suspect Punisher is because it's in the script, so they have to
Yeah.
already know.
Yeah.
That's something that's become so common is just characters not even entertaining an idea that isn't like directly with the plot that's actually happening
So that's
because it
that-
doesn't happen in the
that's-
script. Like
he goes, Poindexter, and then the guy goes, "You giving up? That's not like you, man." And then Fisk kills him.
he just kills
That's not like you at all.
and then
He's
murders.
just like he's like annoyed. He's not even mad at this guy. He's just annoyed because Poindexter's back and he goes, "Rah!" and he punches him into some glass, and they do a really weird like quick cut to some already on the ground glass, and it's like
Already with blood on it.
yes. It's like this was shot. It's so funny, and that doesn't even look like blood. It looks like it like you can do good fake blood. That is not this. All right, then we get the intro. We're not gonna talk about the intro because we already talked about it. Time for Karen and Matt. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I remember so little of the first half of this episode because the second half just sent me. Like
it was so funny. The second half, the first half is literally just like we're still here. We're doing
subtitles
stuff.
So I can comprehend what's happening a little more here. But yeah,
Basically, Cherry's stable and in the hospital, but they're worried the task force could
Karen
still
answers
get
the
him.
phone the exact same way she did after getting on the phone with Jessica. She hits a, and you can't tell if she's pissed off or like it's so weird. Everyone
Yeah.
has flip phones for some reason. I don't
know. Like I know some of them are burners, but
Yeah, and Matt's like task force can still get to him at the hospital. And then she's like, "Why was Bullseye there?" He's like, "I don't know." And he says he could have killed me.
he didn't.
Like again, I don't think you need to tell Karen that. Like, killer guy could have killed me.
And then Matt says, killing the task force only helps Fisk because he's saying Daredevil's a terrorist, but it's actively killing the people. Like it's just not it's just not
There's
true.
a problem. This show entirely depends on all of America. Well, all of the state of New York. It like at first it's a city. It becomes a state later, being just like pro Hitler cops. Which then the show wants to tell us everyone hates this.
Yeah, it's like everyone hates it and everyone supports it at exactly the same. It's like all the real people hate it,
Because
but then
Daredevil
we
can't be
see all
tanked
the real people and
for
they're like, "Man, we love this terrorism stuff. Man, we love Hitler."
we hate the terrorism against Hitler cops.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any like, it just doesn't make sense. There's been like, if they need to show someone violently and haphazardly doing so like, the task force has to do good in order like, occasionally, the task force has to do something good in order for this to come across as the viewer.
Yeah. And
If
it
you want me to
can
believe
be
this.
you can have the task force do something objectively good without it, like, making
That's
their
the point. They're
making
supposed to
them a
be
little messy morally, because if you're
they're supposed to
trying
idolize Punisher.
yeah, they're supposed to be murdering people. Like, they should be trying to do something good, and then they murder people because, like, they go too far. But they should still have a base in some kind of morality, and there should probably be more conflict between them and Fisk. And it should be like Fisk should be pushing them more than he is to do more. They should have kind of like a, you know, most of the time we're just pretty good cops, but there's certain times with these vigilantes or with other stuff where, that maybe the system doesn't work and you just got to kill them.
Yeah. So Karen says,
But they're literally just evil Hitler cops.
and Karen says, I don't care about Bullseye killed Foggy. I hope the task force psychos put a bullet in his head. Matt says he's not helping. Karen, you could have put a bullet in his head. You had a gun pointed at his face in Born Again episode 1 after he had already shot Foggy.
Hello, Karen.
Matt says that's not helping. Karen says, I imagine you feel the same. No. Why would she imagine he feels the same? This is a guy who has actively made the choice not to kill Fisk. You don't get to destroy what I am. That whole screaming thing that they love. There's kind of a whole. There was a whole thing behind that actually.
There was like reasons for it beforehand.
Beat you.
Yeah, that was like a really good scene, and it had 3 seasons of buildup behind it. In this, he just screams because he screamed in the other show.
But this isn't even screaming. I'm just saying it's like she's like
But
obviously
I mean,
you want them to
generally.
kill Poindexter too, and it's like no, that was kind of the reason he didn't kill him on the roof, and he had him. The whole we'll let the system take care of it thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why the Punisher scene with him was good because he's like he got life. What about Foggy? He get life. The only good scene.
Literally,
in
the only good scene from Born Again, and it still came out of a dumb thing and killing Foggy. But the scene by itself, pretty freaking good.
Yes, there's characters challenging the morality. He got life. Well, did Foggy get life? It's like it's this good stuff here. Poindexter side, I want to take down Fisk before there's any more collateral damage. Why'd you wait a decade? It's been a decade since you put him away, and you're just you let him get out and get right back to work. And then you left, and then we get first instance. We proved the mayor smuggling guns, try to get the feds to file a case. He blackmailed the FBI. That was, I think they'd want to keep him in jail for that, but Agent Nadim and all that. So.
Agent Nadim and all that.
I'm going to keep bringing up his past crimes until I get a better reason as to why he's out of prison than Agent Nadim and all that. They still have yet to give one.
Yeah. And they do.
And again, the reason is because they weren't going to canonize the Netflix show. And then Echo, Hawkeye, and all of that was so bad. And the original show was so bad. They were like, oh, crap, let's just make it all canon and get everyone hype again.
Yeah, it's anything with Fisk, and then anything like they talk about Ben Urich later. And it's like by the end of season 3, it was like, yeah, he got murdered by Fisk.
Yeah, that was common belief, but it wasn't the official thing.
Maybe not, but they probably would have told Ben's family about it after Fisk was put away.
I don't know that they would have. Well, Ben never had any other family than his.
No, he didn't have. BB isn't.
I know
real,
that's what I'm saying. So
but,
it's like that's why his wife. That was like the whole thing. His wife was the only one at the funeral.
Yeah, and another thing. He kind of took. He also kind of took Karen under his wing. 1, because she was going to get herself killed, and 2, because he wasn't leaving anything behind. And everything that he knows in his entire life is behind him. And he isn't leaving a legacy on anything.
So he's
save
passing
some of
everything
the-
to Karen.
We can say some of the Ben Urich
Yeah.
until we get to BB. There's plenty of BB
Yeah.
later down the line. First, we get some exposition. So we get him out of City Hall. This is basically exposition. Yes, obviously, if he's a criminal, you'll get him out of City Hall. Yeah, you don't need to this isn't something that you need to be talking with Karen. They're talking through their plan for the season. What's the plan? Well, we've already said 5 times, expose him for running guns, and that'll show everyone who he really is. It won't. They know who he is. And then
They watched
Task
him
Force
do
shook
way
down
worse.
Cherry once they found Northern Star's captain. Which means the first base
still out there.
Yes.
It's like, yes,
we've
know
had
this.
We've had a scene.
We know this.
Everyone knows this.
You know this. You're just telling us what happened last episode and what you're about to do now.
This
because
also
of what
means
happened last
restaurant
episode.
lady was like, Matt Murdock, the famous lawyer, after that guy comes in, he's like, here's my full legal name and what crimes I've committed. She didn't call him and go like, hey, that guy you were looking for, I have him. We need to get him out safely. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah, where did he
we need
go?
to get to Ariana, and Switch of us are going to Astoria, and they're like, both of us. For some reason. Cool.
And then we see restaurant lady just get arrested by the.
Whoa! You said there's no Catholicism. They show a cross.
They show a cross above her restaurant, and then she gets arrested by the Hitler cops.
Boots on the ground now, and they roll up. Suspect hands up.
You can say the city is angry because you hear one guy go, "Come on, don't do that." In the background.
You see someone in the top floor. They close a curtain. Who could that be? Maybe the first mate.
What?
Thankfully, they didn't search the building and they just arrest her.
They came. It's so funny because they came there like the day before, searched it, found the guy, beat him, beat her, and then came back like the next day to arrest her.
I went frame by frame.
And the other person was there by
Powell hit her with a backhand. It was a backhand across the face that he clocked her with.
Yeah.
Which is not as funny as if he just threw a full power.
Like a left hook.
Yes. But yeah, so they surround the building. For whatever reason, they surround the building. I don't know. I don't think she was a flight risk. And then they walk out with her. Thankfully, they don't check the rest of the building, I guess.
Well, no, because they knew she wouldn't run away. It's in the script, silly goose.
And then we get an answer to a question you asked of why didn't Fisk expose who Matt Murdock is? And it sucks.
And the
so
answer
basically, Buck knows who Matt Murdock and Daredevil are one and the same. Which this line is garbage. That he and Matt Murdock are one and the same. Why wouldn't just say, I think you'd have more leverage if you exposed Daredevil's real identity, even yes,
he doesn't
knows
even
Matt
have
Murdock.
to.
Everyone in the room knows Matt Murdock's Daredevil. That's just an awkward thing. Is like, why you should expose identity, or you should expose Matt Murdock, or you should expose Matt. Everyone
have to
knows
say
who
the
Daredevil
name.
is in this conversation. That's the only thing.
And so does the audience. It's not like he's even telling the audience. It's literally just.
And Fisk says no. And then, so I want to quash this idiocy, not stoke it. This line makes no sense. This next one. Daredevil, he's an easy sell as enemy of the people. The guy who saved New York by arresting you multiple times, literally the hand thing, saved New York there.
Stopped the Punisher.
Brought down the that was the NYPD. That's the official.
Yeah, that was the official narrative.
Yes. Remember Good Writing when it was like, hey man, people are kind of losing faith in the system, and he said, hey, Brett, you take this one, take this. The kitchen needs it. And
he did Dark Knight. It was awesome.
Yes.
Because it was
Dark Knight. He's doing it right now. They're doing a Dark Knight. It's like, the hand thing, that was all pretty public. Yeah, it's like, no, he's not. he's just not.
No. And then he said, Matt Murdock publicly saved my life. So, I can't have him be the same as the terrorist guy that we're trying to literally murder.
This does bring up a question to me. Like, wouldn't that have been like just an accident? A blind guy can't jump in front of a dude to take a bullet. So wouldn't that just
Yeah,
be
what
like
was
he
the
was
public
walking
narrative
and he
there?
accidentally got shot?
It was like the blind
Like,
guy
yes, technically
heard
he
the
still saves
bullet.
his life. Like, technically you would still be saving his life even if it was an accident. But like, it's just funny to think like, technically wouldn't that just be an accident that it was like
Yeah, the
he
narrative
saved
couldn't
him.
be the blind guy saw
Blind guy
blind
who
guy-
famously hates me.
saw a sniper and got in front of the bullet. Emphasis on saw. Heard,
Anyway,
smelled.
we get an address here. The mayor of New York addresses everybody. He gets a smirk first. He says, "He saved my life." So then they start filming, and whenever you're ready, Mr. Mayor, we have reason to believe that Matt Murdock, the lawyer from Hell's Kitchen, survived the attack in his apartment. It wasn't an attack; it was the task force. Apparently, you're pushing that narrative that the task force was there. Like, if Daredevil killed all those cops in Matt Murdock's apartment.
But Matt Murdock survived. Was it an attack from Daredevil and the task force tried to stop it?
Okay, you can't spin this now because it's been 10 years, so it'd make no sense. But the easy spin is what? Matt Murdock was there and Punisher goes to kill the lawyer, screwed him over, which you can't do. It's been too long for that to be relevant, but that's the only connection you can make there. Task force were killed, Punisher, but they managed to get Matt Murdock out alive. Like,
Yeah.
you know. Then they've shown off the Matt Murdock missing posters, and they're saying he's being targeted by the vigilantes.
Yeah. And
What do they think vigilantes are?
They're literally, people who take the law into their own hands, not people who just murder, like Punisher, kind
They
of.
still
But
do this thing when they're like Muse is a vigilante. It's like, no, he was just killing people. There was
No,
nothing
he was-
vigilante about it. He just
it was
wore a mask.
It was just a mass murderer. Like,
Yeah, he killed 60 people.
but yeah, somehow 60.
He's literally the greatest serial killer of all time. And the one time we saw him do it, he just grabbed 2 girls publicly.
Just like in the street,
and murdered them in an alleyway.
and nobody notices.
Oh, okay. So they put up a bunch of missing posters. And everyone's phone starts going off with the missing poster. Because the vigilantes threaten our way of life.
Oh wow, it's so cool.
He could be hurt. So Karen's like, we gotta get you out of here. But no, he doesn't have his cane, so no one will recognize him.
And then while Kingpin's talking, he says like, "Let's bring this hero home," and gives the most obvious like, "I'm the main evil bad guy" smile I've literally ever seen in my
Well,
entire
hold on,
life.
but I don't know why Karen's like, we got to get Matt off the street because he doesn't have his cane, and that's the only way you can recognize Matt Murdock. Everyone, if he has his cane, is like, Matt Murdock.
If he just wore like, a hat
No, he
and
just needs to
no
not have his cane, he's all
glasses.
good.
If he doesn't have his cane and he doesn't wear obvious blind glasses, he could just wear like normal glasses. Everyone would be like, "Oh, it's just a guy."
No, you don't. You can leave wear the blind glass. If he doesn't have his cane, no one could recognize him. Yeah, he says, "Let's bring this
Harry
hero
the
home."
Platypus?
See, this is clever though because Fisk knows who Daredevil is. So let's bring this hero home. He actually means let's bring Daredevil home, and then we can kill him.
Mhm.
It's real clever.
Yeah, you
He
probably
still has a very obvious scar from where Echo shot him in the face.
Well, yeah, that's like that's on the side of his head. He also has the fresh cut.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that one's from, to be completely honest. The like fresh cut
I don't remember.
over his eye.
We
Is it
get
from
this
boxing?
speedy.
Like he
This
hasn't
BB
fought
report
anybody.
propaganda.
Did they
Get the
cut a
BB report
scene?
We get the BB report propaganda, and then we get Daniel Blake's watching whatever this account is called on YouTube. I don't know what to say about this. It's Sheila and Daniel Blake. Who cares? And he's like, it's underground. And they make a big deal about this mask. So the caricature mask that they make a big deal out of. And then, and he's like, these blips are unsubstantiated. And so they bring up the thing I brought up, and like I think we mentioned last week, like this video clearly only Fisk has it. This video
Yeah.
of Matt on the boat. And so it's like, so obviously it's someone in the mayor's office, or more likely it's BB Urich just manipulating Daniel, because remember, she's manipulating him and they're friends, apparently. And then also at the same time, Fisk is trying to push the narrative. Daredevil was on the boat that sunk. Why would they not just release the video? It's like,
You could release the video of him beating the crap out of your guards in the shots where you don't see, all the guns and stuff.
you don't have to do that. He's on the boat that you're trying to prove he was on.
Yeah.
Just show the video. It doesn't make any sense. It's because his logo's there, and then reference. He says the bulletin. The bulletin. The other majors, they're not picking it up.
What's Ellison up to? I want to know what Ellison's
He's
up
dead.
to. Oh shoot, I forgot he's
What's he up to? He's dead.
That's a good point.
Dex
yeah,
killed him.
Yeah, I always forget that because I like Ellison. He makes sense.
Well, he's kind of don't like him in the first season, and
Well, yeah, he's like built as an antagonist. He's built as a small antagonist, but like
they make
he's
you
just
think
a
he's
normal
dirty,
person.
but he's not.
Yeah, he's also your window into like the normal people, like what they would do.
Yeah. Dude.
And,
So then,
and then he opens up his computer and deletes.
Well, hold on. There's still another line. So he says probably Powell has it. Powell doesn't have it because Powell, when he was torturing that guy, was like, "Hey, guess who was on the boat, Buck? You'll never guess what I found out. It was Daredevil." Dude, the amount of people in the first episode, there's the opening scene where Fisk goes, "This was an attack orchestrated by the vigilante of Hell's Kitchen." And then Daniel TikTok man is like, I think I could get that out there. And then everyone in the episode's like, I think Daredevil sunk the boat.
It's
Jerry goes,
it's
Jerry
the official news narrative.
Jerry goes, I thought you were behind that. It's like, yeah, Jerry, that's what the story was. And Powell's like, Daredevil was on the boat. It's like, yeah, we know.
You have the video of it.
Oh, yeah. And she was like, you have the video, right? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, it's not on my laptop. I wouldn't do that, Sheila, because I'm.
You think I'm that stupid? What?
And she tells him he should show her the video. And she's like, let's be honest, this isn't bad PR. It's coming from inside the building. And he says it's the dark web. I don't like. It's on YouTube. It's not the dark web. I don't. But there was a line. There's a line. He's like, we've had our differences. They haven't. In episode 1, he was like Turbo Fisk Pro, and she was like, "You're gonna kill your political career. I'm gonna be here long after you're gone." And then he killed his political career, and she stands up for him for some reason. And then Fisk was like, "I should kill you, Daniel Blake, but I like you too much. I'm not gonna kill you. But if I have to kill you, if you do something that's killable in the future, I'll kill you." And then and then that was it for Sheila. She literally did nothing else except get a guy murdered for the rest of the season. Yeah, but it's just, I know I can be an ass. I know we've had our differences. They just haven't. There's been nothing there. I respect your advice. And she calls him Bubba. Just try and take it once in a while. He climbed higher than you in the political ladder by not taking it, actually. So, because you told him, hey, make sure not to admit to being an idiot. And then he admitted to being an idiot. And Fisk was like, I love idiots. And then promoted him. And then Matt is like, that's clever. Fisk, yeah, but I guess first he opens up his MacBook and under his folder of like leak information to give to BB Urich, he drags it to the trash.
Information to allow to be leaked to the person I know is leaking the information I'm giving her.
Hold on. 1 second. I think there's a continuity error here.
Where at?
He opens a clearly Windows computer, and then the software is clearly Mac. That's the easiest thing to fix. What the? Let me show this. I was like, oh, it's a MacBook. But then I see it. There's a Windows logo on the back of the laptop. Let me get to the Windows logo real quick. Like this is the crap. Like so Windows logo, right? See that? See that Windows logo?
Mm-hmm.
And then the apple is technically blurred in the top left corner, like it's removed. Clearly a Mac software. This is what Macs look like. It's got a Mac file, the green, yellow, and red. I see Finder in the top left corner. Even though it should be QuickTime Player, but all right.
And also the keyboard is like that's a Windows keyboard too.
So when they were making the digital effect for this screen, they screenshot a blank background of a Mac because it's Finder. So they didn't even open this video on a Mac, which is like, just do that. And look at hold on, look a little bit at the green screen, like the rotoscoping around his fingers. Look how weird it looks. Like the edge of the screen cuts into his finger. Now that I know that this is added on, it's like you can kind of spot that. But like then they put a fake video file because it is Finder. It's not, or is it desktop? No, that definitely says Finder.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why they couldn't have just filmed him doing that.
Just use a Mac or a Windows. Don't mix them. Don't show the Windows logo and then have Mac technology.
They could have literally put a sticker over the logo.
I love he has a desktop computer directly next to his laptop. I can't read the folder. And this trash, he has a giant trash icon.
In the middle of his screen, too. It's not the only two folders he has. He has two folders.
And he says F me. It's like,
yeah.
I don't, just like that's just a simple continuity thing. Just don't be stupid. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
It's just bad. It's just bad.
Okay. Next scene. Matt's like, wow, Fisk, that's smart. The writers of the show, they're real smart. They thought of a reason as to why Fisk hasn't outed me. So instead, he made everyone look for Matt Murdock, and everyone's still looking for Daredevil.
Which he could have accomplished by telling people that Matt Murdock is Daredevil.
He gets all the people who support vigilantes searching for Matt Murdock, who Fisk says the vigilantes are targeting. And all the people who hate them searching for Daredevil. Wouldn't that be the... That doesn't make any sense. So they get all the people who like vigilantes searching for the guy the vigilantes are hunting down to execute, and they get all the people who hate vigilantes searching for the vigilantes.
And okay, none of the people who support vigilantes are like, kill that guy right there. They're just like, yeah, no, they help us and save people.
Well, the implication there is Matt Murdock's helped vigilantes in the past, so now they're going to try to find Matt Murdock because he's a hero. But the problem is the reason they told him to find Matt Murdock is because he supports... So wouldn't that be like, oh, he's probably hiding because he supports vigilantes, and evil Hitler mayor wants to kill him. Guy who famous for killing people wants to kill him. Wants to kill guy who famously hates him.
Yeah.
The comic run isn't perfect, but they do a clever thing where they have Fisk select Matt Murdock as his lieutenant governor, not lieutenant governor, his mayor in command, whatever the second. I don't know enough about city politics, but it's like that was like the thing because everyone
Deputy mayor, maybe.
Well, he's a populist candidate, so he was like, I'm going to choose someone who radically opposes me. Was his whole logic,
which is what
Matt accepted, so he could eavesdrop, and
which is like what they used to do with the presidency.
Kind of
like the person who got second was.
Well, that was like 2 times.
Well, yeah, but it kind of
no, it's more a populist thing of like he's a populist. Everyone's like he's going to be mayor criminal, but he's like, no, I'll choose the lawyer who's tried to get me held accountable fast. This they're just like blah blah blah. Karen says you're wanted by both sides. Now I still don't understand why people who support vigilantes are hunting for Matt Murdock. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. That scene is practically worthless. It just restates what just happened.
in case you didn't.
It literally explains why. Like they were like, "This is why he didn't out
Yeah.
me."
After Fisk
And it
explains
still doesn't
why,
make
they
sense.
explain why, and it makes even less sense.
Well, no, it's because Fisk never explained why. Fisk just did it, and now they explain why. In case you're like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Wait, when's the scene go blue again? It's for those people.
And then we go right back to Fisk again, with Powell.
This guy can't
But
talk. This guy can't talk.
no, I hate
I
his
swear
voice.
his voice was not like this in season 1.
No, it's like gravelly, but not in a gravelly way. It's like mumble.
I got your two tests first, and I'll volunteer for one of them personally. That's how he talks. I'll volunteer for one of them personally. It sounds weird.
It's like when you first wake up. It's like talking when you're half asleep. But that's just how he talks.
Basically, they're signing hella security because Poindexter's no joke. And he's like, he took a shot at you with 30 of us sitting there.
And then he acknowledges again. He says, he took a shot at you with 30 of us there, but you're only here because of that prick lawyer.
And he doesn't like it.
Hold on. I'm just
blind Matt Murdock.
I'm just remembering this. How does he not know? The blind guy that beat the shit out of him and another officer and jumped in front of a bullet shot at Fisk. He still is like, that's one badass blind guy.
He thinks he got smoked out by a blind guy because his dad was a boxer.
Like what? It's like they're not even acknowledging season 1 either. It's they're forgetting the things that were in their show.
I say, well, no, he acknowledged it because he calls him a prick lawyer.
Yeah, but they don't acknowledge how stupid it is that he got beat up by a blind lawyer and then was like, man,
his dad's a boxer.
Man, that blind lawyer really got me.
Well, no, he's Daredevil.
Oh, right.
That's how he's able to beat up the officers.
Also, blind lawyer Matt Murdock visibly stopped.
Is this, by the way, is this how this goes in the writer's room? Like someone's like, wait, wouldn't he piece that together? And it's like, well, no, it's Matt Murdock who's there. And then it's like, but how did he beat him? It's like, well, he's Daredevil.
And it's like, but no, how does the character think he beat him though? And he's like, no, because he's Matt Murdock.
Yeah, and they're like, wouldn't Powell piece it together? It's like, well, no, because he could see his face, so he knows it wasn't Daredevil. He knows it was Matt.
He knows it was Matt Murdock.
And they're like,
but then how would he beat him up?
Assuming like, well, his dad's a boxer,
Dude, okay. Also,
Matt
another
Murdock
thing.
Goes taekwondo. Well, no, stick trained Matt Murdock, so that's how he was able to beat up the officers.
This made me think about the heist episode. Remember, that was because the crime families and owed each other money, so they had to steal this random diamond when they're rich. They don't need. They had to steal this random super expensive diamond at a totally normal bank in a totally normal deposit box for whatever reason to pay people back. But then they don't get that diamond and it has no repercussions on anything.
Well, no, Luca dies. That was the repercussions.
Which has no repercussions on anything.
The funnier thing about that, though, is
it doesn't matter that Luca dies.
The funny thing about that is that Heather chastises Matt for being in the situation. She's like, you always put yourself in dangerous situations. So before they turned her into whatever she is now,
and she doesn't know he's Daredevil. She just thinks he's blind.
There is either before. Now it's probably the case based on how our character has changed to now, where she was like, dude, how dare you be in a bank that freakishly got robbed? So before that, the implication is, I guess, the word got out that he was being an ass to the robbers. So now the public story is this blind lawyer who beat up Pal and managed to take a bullet for Fisk, famously opposes Fisk, also stopped a bank robbery. And Pal was like, that prick lawyer, man.
That prick lawyer.
Well, I guess, again, stick trained Matt, so that's how he beat him up.
Yep.
He says Murdoch's an asshole. You want him treated like gold. You got it. Bullseye, if he tried once, he'll try to kill you again. My guys know not to F around. They see him, they kill him. Same with Daredevil. Yeah. By the way, the guys who've been executing people, they're going to try to kill people. This Fisk knows this. It's like Fisk chose him. Why is he telling him this? Says your dedication's impressive. I owe that red piece of shit for what he did to my guys. And he's like, the whole point of this is like, we support each other. We got each other's back. Because that's how racist cops are in real life. And they're the ones that use the Punisher logo, I guess.
And then after this, we see Powell talking to other Officer Hitler with burns on his face or scars or whatever from Punisher.
Well, okay,
beating
but
the shit
first,
out of him.
so he says, I will say real quick, he says, well, you want Murdoch here? I'll get him here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. So they do talk about Cherry. He says, I'm on it. I got a couple other things too. I'll put Matt Murdock in this office and I'll put Daredevil's head on a spike. And then Fisk goes, either of those would be sufficient. And instead of going, what do you mean, Mr. Mayor? Powell's like, yeah.
Well, I like to shoot the moon, sir. It's like
No, I
Powell
shoot, man. I
somehow
kill
knows
people.
that he's
Hey,
not
hey,
giving him
hey, I'm
two
evil.
separate assignments,
I'm evil.
but he also
man.
doesn't know.
Hey, Fisk, I'm Mayor Fisk. I'm evil, bro. So now we have Cole North, who is a good guy in the comic book. He killed Hector in the show, and
He's Officer
Powell's-
Hitler's friend, Officer Hitler 2.
Black Officer Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I need to get back on the team. He's like, you need to heal. Clearly healed, by the way.
Visibly healed. He just has
He's
scars.
walking completely fine. Like, clearly there is nothing inhibiting him from moving. And they're like, yeah, man, you're back in. Welcome,
Dude,
welcome
and
back,
the,
brother.
The way this scene was and how Powell like had the other officer stay behind, I thought I was forgetting something where this other guy
Well,
like,
I assumed-
betrayed them in some way and he was like about to kill this guy or like kick him out or whatever.
So because Cole North is a good guy in the well, not even a good guy. He helps Daredevil in the comics. I assumed this was going to be his, you're a liability, man. We can't have you in. And then like eventually he does a redemption, but it's horribly done. Then it's like a really bad redemption story. But no, they were just like, yeah, you're back, bro.
You're back, bro.
Nux.
We missed you, bro.
Hey,
Nux.
let's go kill some innocent people.
Welcome
Nux
back,
up, big
brother.
dog.
Let's go kill some innocent people. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's our thing now. And then he's
So
immediately back in his AVTF suit.
then
man.
we're back at the
Super fucking
hospital, and up in the bad guy cops. They show up, and there's some 15th precinct members outside.
cool. I
Sheriff's
just
Hospital.
realized the cop on the left at the door is just like an old lady.
15th
It's just an
precinct
old
cops. There's some. Remember 15th precinct? That's what's the one from the dead from. So by the way, this does mean Cherry was in the 15th precinct. So Cherry, I'm starting narratives. Cherry was dirty. Cherry's on Fisk's payroll. I'm
Dude.
starting narratives, dude. They've given me no reason to assume otherwise.
The best part is all these cops, other than Detective Kim, the greatest character of all time, are
Really?
just super, super old, and they act like they're super tough.
And the task force guys are like, I hate old people. We're evil, by the way.
They make
We
a
don't like
Jurassic
old
Park joke
people."
because they're old.
What is this, Jurassic Park? and then Kim is there and she's like, we're just visiting an old friend. Want to hear a joke about St. Patrick's Day?
Dude, and then they're talking crap to Cherry, and Cherry goes, he says something about like, these guys are so bored. You know how many more of them there are out there, talking about the 15th precinct guy, and then they turn to the exactly two more guys that they already saw when they walked into the room.
The first thing the cop does is he's like, nice vest. You gonna wear your underwear on the outside too? Cops wear their, like, if they're wearing a plate carrier, they wear it over their uniforms.
Yeah. It's
I know that like beat cops have like Kevlar vests on under jackets a lot of times. But like these guys are wearing like heavy duty plate vests. Like you would be wearing that on the outside too if you were going in on a raid, I'd hope. Not just hoping your Kevlar.
I'm surprised that they aren't wearing bulletproof vests, at least under their shirts, which they visibly aren't. The guy's just wearing a button up and a
And
jacket.
then these two guys are like, let's go get some backup. So like what, they're gonna just execute Cherry. Why not just shoot these people then? Like, why do you need more people? They're all old. What are they gonna do?
I don't know. They're all old and tough, and then the old guy calls them dicks.
And they
Like,
talk about Roxanne. Have her bring some Lombardis. You know how bored these guys are. You know how many more of them are out there. So basically, there's all these other cops out there. That means
But
Brett
there's-
Mahoney coming back. I am
there's
so
exactly
glad Brett
two.
Mahoney was not in this room. I was fully expecting this to be Brett's first appearance, and I was gonna lose my mind.
me and my
Thankfully.
old pal Cherry, who I've known forever, and he's a good friend of mine.
At this point, dude, I just hope we get a scene where Brett's working with Punisher. like he's just not with any of them now.
At this point, I hope Brett is on the AVTF and kills Cherry.
At this point, I hope I hope Brett is I don't know, like a fisherman somewhere. Like he just
He's just retired, smoking cigars with his grandma or his mom, whatever.
You bringing the pizza? Or should we still have Roxanne do it?
It's like what?
They're
are
like,
you- what are
man,
you
I hate
talking-"
old people. I hate old people, and then they leave.
And then in the elevator, they're like,
And then they're in
those
the
little
elevator.
dickheads.
Like, I hate those old people. Remember McDaniel? Is that someone from Netflix, or is that just another random name? They
I
made
think
up?
it's
Is
just
there
a random name. I don't recognize it.
Let
they
me
say- it
double
says-
check.
It
Let me make
says
sure this isn't a glove shit. Hold on.
they say something about him being from TO. And then, oh my god, dude, I'll wait for a second so we can actually talk about it. But
Okay, he's not. He's not. Thankfully, I thought that this was just gonna be a glove shito, but
and then we see the
he was North's
the,
training officer, so
the ceiling above their head opens up. We don't see what it is, and then we see the elevator doors open.
no,
we
no.
see
Hold
them,
on. This is important. Before the elevators open, you hear two knives go.
yeah, and then we see them standing there totally blank faced, like nothing happened, for a solid 2 seconds, and then I can literally hear the sound cue as the director tells them to fall, and then they both fall forward, and they've been stabbed on top of the head.
People
But
don't
I-
die
but-
like that.
And also, it's like they've been physically stabbed, not like a projectile was thrown. But
We
there's
threw
no
a small dagger into their head. I'd assume it went
There's-
down into the skull.
probably, but there's nothing sticking out. And then Dex jumps down in the elevator, and he's holding one knife, or he's holding two knives.
I guess maybe he stabbed him then.
But he wasn't visible, so he had to have stabbed
Well,
them,
okay. So
gone
when
back
he
up in the
flicks-
elevator
When
to
he
stay.
flicks the knife, it looks like blood falls off of it.
Okay,
he
so he
spins the
leaned
knife.
down, stabbed them both in the head, and then got back up so that they could get a cool shot, and then he jumped down.
I guess the implication would be I'm being like generous. I'm giving the most reasonable answer here. He stabs them, and then in case there's cops waiting at the bottom of the elevator, he climbs back up.
Mm-hmm.
But when he twirls his dagger, some blood comes off.
Yeah, and
it's
then
kind of blurry, but I'll try to show it. But because I was under the impression he just chucked those little daggers he was holding into their head, but you can
mhm.
see it might be kind of blurry, but right next to that knife on the left, you see a little bit of something coming off of it.
Yeah. And then it turns blue when he lands in the elevator. The elevator turns blue. But this time it's not the whole screen. It's just the elevator.
Yes, blue.
It's not.
blue. Oh my gosh, dude, it's blue.
And then we get
team. This is the new team.
and then we
It's
get,
blue.
and then we get like 10 seconds of the elevator doors trying and
Dude, do you
failing
think it's
to
gonna
close.
go red? Do you think
'cause
they'll
it's
do
hitting the dead body.
dolly zoom?
Dude, if I see one more, there's gonna be a shot where it goes from blue to red, and then there's a dolly zoom, and it's
Hey,
gonna be like,
by the
"Whoa."
way, this suit looks awful.
It's terrible.
Why is blue his color?
It should be black
And this
and
is
white.
like purplish. It's more blue in this season because they made him blue. It was purplish.
Yeah, because they
in
made his
season
thing
one.
being blue.
And it doesn't look like Bullseye.
And the suit still looks purple. It just looks more blue because they're dousing him in blue lighting.
Nah, it's more blue. He changed his threading.
It is
It was
more
like
blue, but it's still, there's a little purple in there.
I don't see any purple in the actual.
Maybe not. I might be.
I've got it
tripping,
frozen
but-
right here, but um,
No, you're right. It is more blue. Yeah.
dude, I don't.
But then
understand,
it
like,
goes, and then it goes blue, and the screen
don't
goes
understand
blue.
why. Like, how is this? How is that suit? I mean, I guess like Bullseye's costume. It's kind of weird. It's like goes back and forth between being a very dark blue and a black. It's not the blue that they do. And a
No.
lot of that is also just shading. Like,
Yeah, and
but
it's also it's like
black is kind of what it is. There's some blue to it, but a lot of that is lighting shading. Like old comic, like in comics, Bruce Wayne's hair looks blue because it's the sheen from the light. It's like
yeah,
I was always more under the impression it's a black suit, which is
like a
usually
black
the
and white
common
suit,
the
which is
common
always-
sentiment of it. But even being generous, it's a very, very dark blue if it's anything. And even then, just do a comic book suit. It's gonna look better than this trash.
Yeah, you can do a more realistic interpretation of the stylic or of the comic book suit, but
Close
make
his
it
eyes. Open
look
his
like
mouth.
that. Just make it look like the comic book
Wilson
suit.
Bethel has the perfect bullseye smile, yet you've covered his mouth.
Yeah, and the only time that you really see it is when he's wearing Daredevil's suit.
Just have him keep the Daredevil suit, but have him. That could be your big spray paint thing. Have him have spray painted it, removed the horns. Like,
Yeah, why wouldn't he keep the bulletproof, knife-proof
well, I mean,
Daredevil?
I guess the implication would be he lost when he went to prison. But I'm just saying, it's like that. There you go. There's your easy solution. There, you get your mouth open. You can have him have removed the horns and put a bullseye on the head. Like, there you go.
Yeah,
It's
and
more.
you could
It's more.
say,
It's more your gritty real. It's not.
know,
It's not stupid like them
when-
comic book garbage.
when they helped him get out of prison for the first time, not the second time, you know, he also got his suit. Like, it's literally that simple. Like, he went and grabbed his suit.
Yeah, this looks like piss. Then it goes blue, and we don't see Bullseye again but this time the blue's only in the elevator, and it's actually almost 4:3 aspect ratio, because cinema. And we don't see Bullseye again for the rest of the day. And we do a little comedy shot. Oh, the elevator closing on the dead guys. Whoa, so funny. And then the cops come up and like, did Cherry nose blast those two?
And okay, so if they're gonna go like, oh, we gotta go get Cherry, why would they only send 2 the first time? And now I know they're beefing up because the 2 guys got murdered. But
He's effing gone, bro.
he's gone.
And then Fist like just turned into guerrilla warfare. Is Poindexter freelancing or is he in this resistance mess? Without vigilantes, there is no resistance. There are no vigilantes resisting. It's literally just people. Daredevil is like
Daredevil's the
he's
only one.
hiding. He's intentionally there's no videos getting out of him. It's like
And also,
you're
why,
telling people he's doing stuff.
why would they mention Daredevil? How do they know, or Bullseye? How do they know it was Bullseye?
Because it went blue. No, remember he killed him in the elevator.
Yeah, but yeah, but how do they know that?
It was that do you not remember we just had that scene? He killed him in the elevator. Is that remember he jumped out and then it went blue? That blue is Bullseye.
Dude, this show is so bad.
Is this like I'm serious? Is this how they do this? Where they're just like, well, obviously he just killed him in the last scene, so it's
Yeah,
gotta be
well, he
him.
just killed him, so obviously they would know. But the blind lawyer who beat him up, he wouldn't piece together that that's Daredevil.
And then Fisk looks down his desk and sees a picture of Gallows' dead body next to a car because they framed
That's
his
how-
crushed head as a car accident.
Yeah.
And on his body, there's a card. The City Without Fear card.
Yeah.
Did
That
BB
that
hand
BB
him that card
Yes, BB gave it to him at the party and said, "Not everything I write is under my name."
Okay. And Fisk shows her the video. Or Fisk shows Daniel Blake the video um, of who could this be? This Mayor Kingpin. And Daniel Blake's like, look, man, I didn't know. And he's like, this person's mocking me. Yes, I'm sorry, sir. And he's like, remember when I told you I'll kill you if you do anything stupid, Mr. Stupid? And he's like, I'll kill you if you do anything stupid. That's what he says.
And then he does the clap. I wouldn't. I swear, Mr. Fisk. I
And
wouldn't
they
do it. I
said-
swear.
I had 2 questions. Is there anyone? He's like, you find this out and it's my fault.
Do you have any
Do
idea
you have
where
any
the
idea where
leak
the leak came from? And he says, is there anyone in this building that need protection? He goes, you, sir, and this feels like Invincible, the finale of Invincible. He's like, what will you have? And he's like, you. And then Omni-Man stops killing him. That's what this scene made me think of. Daniel Blake, if we execute all of the innocent people, what will you still have? You, Mr. Fifth.
You, Mr. Fisk.
What's one more year? I can make another idiot. As he's crushing him with a car door because Flanderization. This killed that one guy with a car door, so look, car door. Oh, I know. By the way, we haven't seen Daredevil in this episode, and we've barely seen Matt Murdock. This is the problem of removing even in Born Again Season 1, this is the problem of removing the Matt Murdock part from his character. If you don't have Daredevil in every other shot, it's going to be like, what am I watching?
Yeah, what's the point if I'm not just watching
The
Daredevil?
majority when we went scene by scene through Netflix, it was like Matt Murdock, Daredevil, characters talking to Matt Murdock, characters involved with Matt Murdock, scene involved with Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Like the Daredevil was sparse, but there was a lot of Matt Murdock.
Yeah, Matt Murdock uses his Matt Murdock side to learn stuff he needs for Daredevil, and then Daredevil uses his Daredevil side to learn stuff he needs for Matt Murdock, the lawyer, and it
Okay.
works together.
Well, let's stick with the characters interacting you care about. So Buck talks to Vanessa.
Buck is
and he's like giving her a gun. He's like, you don't need this. You've got me. Vanessa has guns. She got a concealed carry permit in the state of New
Vanessa
York.
has had a gun for at least 10 years.
That's
maybe
why I brought
12.
the gun to a dinner date. So she got a concealed carry permit in the state.
She had a gun.
And he says the finest security New York taxpayers can afford because they're bleaching off the taxpayers, by the way.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're the same as Benjamin Poindexter up close. And it's like, you did not care about him when you were up close to him because you just saw Fisk for the first time in like 2 years.
And you also recruited him when the last time you saw him, he tried to murder you and your husband.
Yeah, you were pro.
That was the last time she saw him. And then she was like, you know what?
I don't know if this is Eilette Zur, the actress, if this is the director. They have Vanessa talk all.
It's like a almost seductive voice in every single scene, like with Buck, with Heather,
like
literally with everybody. With everybody.
Like
go ahead.
First. Okay, she talks like she is a like a mental projection of everyone's mind. Like she's in the angelic, like every scene she's in feels like she's not actually in it. Like she's like a projection that everyone's mind is thinking is there. Like she's got some weird scenes coming up.
And she talks in that like weird voice in every scene except for when she's talking to her husband, Kingpin.
It's so weird.
It's just weird.
And like she actually like looks at Buck and she's like, it's not a need, more like a well out. What? It's like, and I was like, is she trying to hook? Is she trying to cheat?
I literally was like, is she trying to bang Buck right now? Does he have nice hands like the artist guy? Like, what are we doing?
It's so weird. I don't think that's the implication, but like, I don't know anymore.
It feels
and then she
like
points
that.
her gun at a bust and shoots it, or like aims it at the head of the bus. She doesn't actually shoot it. And Buck's like, good choice. And it looks like there's just 3 Glocks there. It doesn't even look like it's different guns.
Yeah, it looks like 3 of the same gun. The one she grabbed looks like kind of shiny, and the other ones look like just black. But
the one she grabs looks more like a Ruger. To be honest.
Yeah, but it's
the
like
other 2
it
just
also
look like Glocks.
It also looks like
like it's shiny. It looks like chrome almost. It's weird.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a Ruger. It has a hammer on the back.
Yeah.
Whereas the other two are literally just the same Glock, like Glock 19. It's like Glock 17 or
Yeah.
Glock 19.
It was like they just told him to go grab 3
They could
guns.
have got the other Glock product. The other thing their company sells.
What's the other thing they sell?
Horse semen.
Oh yeah. Right, guns and horse semen, obviously.
And then
We see
Karen and Matt
Karen
are,
and
like,
Matt
scouting.
watching as the people like pull the wreckage and stuff out of the river, and then one of the boxes like breaks open and it's full
How'd
of
they get Matt
diapers.
Murdock all the way out here? Wasn't it like he couldn't walk on the street?
No, but he's hiding though. And then he's like hiding in this location. So he went from hiding at Josie's bar to hiding here. He wasn't like out and about to get here.
Karen calls it voter friendly to have the diapers. Matt's like, yeah, those weren't there. What happens when they think no one's watching? Well, Matt, that's probably when they bring the guns in.
That scene literally serves no purpose, because why would they go in the middle of the day when there's a bunch of civilians watching?
Matt, I think the guns come in whenever no one's watching, but I don't know. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point. That's like they didn't have the barge come in originally in the middle of day.
So then they get dressed up, and Vanessa's like, why would you take a risk on Northern Star? What?
And yeah, basically, Fisk says like he can do more good than just New York. She says he's already built like a good empire that'll be remembered.
Let me talk about this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, whereas with like the first season of Netflix, Fisk trying to make Hell's Kitchen a better place involved getting rid of all the essentially he was gentrifying it. He wanted to get rid of everything, and the criminal thing was buying up all the buildings, killing the people who were getting in his way. But he was genuinely trying to improve Hell's Kitchen. Like, he had a roundabout way of believing that he's not cruel for the sake of cruelty, because of men like my father. Like, remember all that.
Remember, like back when he was a character, yeah.
And then season 3, it was more about self-gain. Like, the city rejected him, so now he's gonna get his, and he wants his wife, and then after that he can go on the next thing. So they have just now like mixed those two completely, where they're like, well, Fisk's interpretation of doing good for New York is just running guns to people. So when he's saying do good for more than just New York, that means he's just gonna give a bunch of criminals guns in other cities because he thinks that makes it a better place. That's their writing for him.
Yeah. Just kill people and sit under martial law.
And that's what he thinks doing a better place is. Whereas, there was actual depth and stuff in Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix, he was actually trying to do good. The way he was doing it was evil.
I didn't even catch this line. She says, you built an empire, will not be remembered. And Fisk goes, yeah, New Yorkers have short memories. Which is the only form of justification they've given for how any of this show works.
Yeah.
New Yorkers have a short memory, so they forgot Fisk killed people.
And then, she said they're like, yeah, everything we built is great, but without an heir. And then he says like, well, we've always been enough for each other, and with all that we've done, don't you think we're obligated to make a global impact?
He says, how many more worlds do you need to conquer? And he says, how many are there?
Like, he hasn't even.
That's why
still
Vanessa liked Fisk, though, is because he was ambitious and powerful.
And he wanted to make change. She was attracted to his power. This is the 5th season of Fisk trying to take over New York. How many worlds can he conquer? He hasn't conquered this city yet. After 5 seasons and 13 years? Like, take care of New York first. He's like half conquered it 17 times, but
24. This is at the earliest possible. The earliest possible this could be, I think, is 2026. Maybe it might be 2027. Hawkeye Ronin hasn't been active for years. Endgame puts it at 23. Hawkeye last active in 23 years. Earliest would be 25. Hawkeye takes place around Christmas. Then earliest is 27 because Hawkeye takes place
New
around Christmas.
Year's.
Fisk is there. That means anything that happens in Echo is at earliest 26, and then he celebrates New Year's right after getting elected. The earliest this could possibly be is 27.
Yeah.
It has been
So,
12.
12
It has been 12 years of since we've known about Fisk, which that was already set in motion before. That started in 2012, so it has been 15 years.
Yeah, because all
'Cause
the
that
Union
started-
Ally. Well, yeah, he was building even before that, but
Yes,
Union
but, like,
Ally,
it was the attack on New York
Avengers.
that kick off.
Yeah, that's when Kingpin was really able to make a bunch of money, and
That's
then
when he can make his moves.
and then
property
and then
development
with
after
all
New
of
York.
that new money, and then being able to taking out the Italians in New York and all that stuff. That's
And
when
the
he was able
Algerians
to do
who I
that.
guess just left.
Yeah, the Algerians
Even though they
who
really
are
didn't like this.
gone. Even though, at the end of season 3, it was like when they're going to be realistically, they are going to be the next problem for New York.
Well, maybe they were. That was just in the much better season we did get.
Yeah,
That was in season 4 that was robbed from us.
yeah. So yeah, none of that makes sense.
So
And
it's
then
been 15 years.
it's been 15 years and he hasn't conquered one city.
Yeah, so that at the earliest, it has been 15 years since he was able to start making moves as to fixing Hell's Kitchen, which he never got a hold. He never got a hold of Hell's Kitchen, let alone, and now he is martial law over New York, I guess.
Yeah. But
that
if
leaves
you
us
if you
anyway.
want to go back to, when he would have started his planning to do all this, it's since he was like 12 years old.
Okay, well that's not.
So if you want to get really technical, you could go that, but I'll be nice and say it's only been 12 years.
15.
Or 15, yeah, sorry. 15 years.
So now nobody's watching, and they're just openly smuggling nukes onto the island.
Because there can't be journalists out at night.
Hold on, did I fast forward
obviously.
too far and I missed Fiskstein Island? Did I miss that?
No.
Okay,
I don't
just
think
making
so.
sure.
No, that's later that it goes
Okay,
over to Red
just
Hook.
making sure.
Yeah,
So so they're just smuggling nukes. Thankfully, all the journalists are like, "Oh, gee whiz, 8 o'clock." Remember that whole curfew, by the way? That was part of the Safer Streets Act and mandatory curfew at 8 p.m. That's just gone now.
Yeah, because what happens, later this episode.
Matt says we got to get to the port, and Karen's like, "No, that's suicide." Because remember, that was why he didn't go in at the end of season 1. And thankfully, and she's not wrong, because we don't have a character who can do stealth and literally can have a mini map in his own head as to where every possible guard could be and could feel out exactly how to get in and can literally lockpick any door possible. And he's the best hand-to-hand fighter, one of the best hand-to-hand fighters of all time. So he could realistically beat up, and famously has been gotten shot at and broken into massive. He got all the way. He was literally like a floor away from Wilson Fisk when he was under guard by the entire FBI in the New York region. Thankfully, none of that applies to Daredevil as a character.
He couldn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, so he obviously, it is true, he probably can't get into Red Hook. Also, he probably won't be able to very easily in the next season, in the next episode. And get out very easy. And there's also probably not just a back door that doesn't need any kind of key code or anything that you can just go through to get to the cage section.
Probably not, though. Probably not.
I'd assume. But that's all just, kind of off the dome. Like, what obviously doesn't exist. If it existed, then it could be a problem.
But it doesn't, so.
And it's our only shot at Fisk. It's like, we might not get another. That hook, that port will always be there.
It will always be. It will literally always be. And if what they're doing is trying to expose him publicly, not get, the technical, like.
I'm going to run and take a piss real quick.
Evidence.
We're about to get to the part where I was nonstop laughing, and I might piss my pants if that happens.
Yeah. So they're trying to expose him to the public, which he already has been. They're not trying to just get, legal evidence for a court case or anything. So they could just film everything at Red Hook or get pictures and evidence of everything happening at Red Hook. And even though it's a free port where technically anything is legal, public opinion isn't going to be, oh yeah, he can just keep all those people in cages and murder people and do whatever he wants because, oh, technically legal loophole, he can do that. Legally, he might get away with it, but publicly, he's not going to. And then that's going to cause a lot of other problems, and people are going to dig into all the other stuff. And then, all of it would rapidly fall apart. But they aren't smart enough to write that or understand that, I guess. So yeah, basically anything that he can technically do legally, no person will have anything to say about at all. What? Oh, I think you're muted.
You ready? Are you ready for
Yeah.
the best set of scenes? So after about 20 minutes, I was like pretty like, dude, this so maybe I won't make videos on every episode. Cause I was like, every scene was just worthless characters interacting. I'm like, how many times am I gonna sit down and go, these two characters don't care about interacting, the scene was useless. Moving on. Because I said
Yeah.
that a lot in my first episode. I literally skipped the entire Daniel Blake and BB Urick scene in my episode. I said this scene's pointless. Moving on. But this scene, well, I'll just set it up a bit. We got Hector Ayala, White Tiger, very good actor. Rest in peace. Kamar, I can't remember his name, but he was working with some trash, but he's really good as Hector Ayala. He had a decent monologue that wasn't horribly written.
Yeah.
He was good.
Acted very well. It was written.
The episode sucked, but he was good. And his wife, is here with Hector's niece, who's just also with them for some reason. Angela, in case you forgot, she was the one who was like, she was the one who walked up to Matt and was like, blind Matt Murdock, who she doesn't know is Daredevil, and was like, hey, Mr. Blind Guy, you got my uncle killed. Why aren't you looking for the serial killer?
Why aren't you looking for the serial killer?
Anyway, they're walking down the street. They say missing Matt Murdock poster. Angela, this set of scenes makes no sense. Angela says, I'm trying to get the exact lines. I hope they find him. And then Hector's wife says, me too. He's a good man. He tried. He didn't try. He got your husband off for a crime that he had no business getting him off for by putting everyone else in danger. Somehow a case that should have been a mistrial, he won. Because he was shot after has nothing to do with Matt Murdock.
No.
He didn't try. He won. He was successful.
And they also didn't kill, Hector Ayala. They didn't find him and kill him. They murdered him while he was out as White Tiger.
They knew that was who Hector Ayala was.
No, I'm saying that's not how they found him and killed him. They killed him while he was out as White Tiger. So it literally couldn't be Matt's fault at all.
Well, no, but arguably that is Matt's fault because he said, hey, this guy's White Tiger.
Yeah, but that's not how they found him and killed him.
But they killed White Tiger, who they knew was Hector Ayala.
Fair. They wouldn't have killed White Tiger, but
they might have. I'm just saying it's technically speaking. But still, again, it's completely irrelevant. He got him off. There's no he tried. No, he did. He was successful.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Both Angela and his wife, whose name I don't know, literally they operate under the assumption Matt Murdock is Daredevil in every scene they're in, both seasons.
Yeah, but they also don't know that he's Daredevil.
Anyway, I wasn't laughing quite yet. I was more cheering. So I was like, yes, they brought back these worthless characters. I think I was actually saying "F you" to my TV. While
and
laughing
then the aunt, she basically says her husband was an idiot who died because he was out doing stupid stuff.
And she said he had to. It was who he was, dangerous idiot.
And basically,
if everyone was too scared to be a hero, we'd have none, and I'd be dead.
Which would be a much better world.
Well, actually, the MCU it wouldn't be, which is why none of this makes any sense. But we'll get there because I got something to say about that later.
Yeah, where's Spider-Man at? Just wondering.
We'll get this. I got a funny bit planned for a later scene.
And then she just like totally out of the blue is like, "Hey, let's get a snack and walk into this bodega where there's stuff going on so we can keep the plot going." And,
So I
and
go
then
to this bodega.
they see this like 13-year-old boy stealing wine, like
He's
hiding it in his coat.
he's like
He's maybe 15. I don't
he's
know.
like 15.
He's young. Bro, this dialogue is so... Can we
First off-
please play this?
first
I don't even care.
I can't play it. But first off, who steals wine?
Yeah, who steals what 15-year-old boy trying to get drunk steals a bottle of wine?
And it's got crappy wine because they're in a bodega.
And then, can I please read her dialogue
Hold on.
here?
Yeah, you can read all right. But she sees him
So-
so wine. They kind of glance at her and they're like, Angela, why are you so boring? And then if you want to take it from here.
That she goes, "Look at his shoes, crocodile shoes. I could hear you squeaking from outside." And then they're like, "Nah, I didn't even talk." And she goes, "Shut up with your Three Musketeers from Dollar Tree ass."
And then Hector's wife, I don't know her name, says, "Put it back." And then in Spanish, she says, "Don't know what you're talking about." He's talking about the wine you're for some reason stealing. Crazy old lady. Put it back.
And then they continually, instead of just leaving and stealing the wine, they keep talking.
Get out of here. We're only effing around, which I would assume because they're trying to steal wine.
Yeah.
You steal, store raises prices. What? I'm being so genuine. What? So to deter people from stealing.
Sorry, I pulled up the next shot with the gun.
I can't even form the sense. It doesn't make any sense.
To
In order to dissuade
dissuade
stealing,
the kids from stealing, she says the
raise-
prices are going to be higher, which would encourage them to steal if they're already going to do that. And
store
also-
raises prices. And we got a drunk kid messing around in the street. Mind your business. Put that back already.
I don't know why they're still talking instead of the kids just, like, the kids grab the wine and then they stop moving because they aren't supposed to. But they would just grab it and leave the store.
And then the bodega guy whips out a shotgun.
Yeah, and
wrecks it.
the funny thing is also you can't tell in those shots because of how it's framed, but they're literally like right next to the bodega guy. And then it cuts, and it's the bodega guy cocking a shotgun.
Let me watch this. I don't even know that I realized that.
It's like the way it looks of all the close-ups of them talking, like it looks like they're maybe around a corner or aren't like literally right in line of sight of the store owner.
Yeah, they were. I mean, like they were stealing in line of sight, but he doesn't like teleport. He just walks around his counter. It's not.
No. I'm saying the way the close-ups of the conversation are shot, it looks like they're around a corner or something. Yeah, like they aren't, but
you
it
can
looks.
see the counter behind her.
I know, but you can't see him when he's literally standing there the whole time until he pulls the gun out.
I'm gonna do the no. I do see him. I see a faint. He's literally just blankly staring off into this. That's even worse, actually. Hold on, I gotta try to get this still frame because it's even funnier. So. Hold on, she moves. So, okay, you can barely see him next to her hair. And because they didn't want an awkward, like, extra staring at the camera or something, his stage direction was just, you can barely see him, but he's there, was just blankly stare off into the distance instead of the commotion, which is what any human would look at, especially in your own store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he says, "Get out, we're messing around." Steal stories price is still a stupid line. Yeah, I don't.
And then the,
So like I'll give the best interpretation. I'm trying to do this best faith interpretation thing. Is that he walks into the manager's office behind and grabs his shotgun, and that's why he's not in the
I mean,
scene?
it was probably right under the counter though.
That would make sense, but I'm trying to be nice to him. And then racks his shell, so he doesn't have a shell loaded into his pump.
And he's
action.
also like holding it at the hip, pointing it directly at the woman. Like
And
like
the
he's
implication is like she's standing in front of it. It's like, no, he's just pointing it at her. She didn't like step in front of it.
yeah, like he could be pointing more at him. He's literally pointing it directly at her face.
She says, calm down. He says, I'm tired of these kids. Look at what they're doing. I know, I understand. Just put that down. You know, you just clean that up. It's not your house. You know, you discourage stealing. You point a shotgun at them. And you don't actually shoot them because he doesn't shoot them.
Yeah, you don't have
You
to
don't
blow their
raise
head
prices.
off.
Does this guy think maybe that people keep stealing from him because he doesn't point a shotgun at him? Not because the prices are so high?
Dude,
And as this is happening, the task force rolls up because I guess they got lucky.
and they're superheroes, I guess. Nah.
Clean that up. It's not your house. The
Yeah, he
It's
has a
okay.
gun pointed at him, tells him to clean it up.
clean it up, and this guy with the stealth of a million freaking silence, he's a solid snake. Even though you hear the bell rings, no one looks at him. Walks in, smacks him in the face, and he, because he's so fat, falls backwards and like crushes the counter. It's supposed to be like this is some police brutality, which like, okay. If this guy is wearing anything other than AVTF and it's just a normal cop, he sees a guy pointing a gun at a woman and some kids in a bodega. Birdo's lucky he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
And the kids start running. He trips them because they're stealing.
And then he like
And
grabs
she
his
says,
arm.
stop, he's a kid. And he's not even like... She says he's taking the law into his own hands, referring to Birdo. So he's a thief and he's taking the law into his own hands. Mind your own business. He's arresting a thief.
Yeah. Who you were just trying to stop from being a thief.
I thought he was gonna do evil bad guy stuff and shatter his arm or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But he's not even hitting him. He's grabbed his arm to put him in handcuffs because he was stealing. And they're like, he's a kid. He's like, yeah, he stole.
Yeah.
And then the other thieves are running out of the store, and he goes to grab him, and Hector's wife grabs his arm to stop him from arresting the other thieves, and he stops and turns her. This is when I broke out of laughter. Looks down at her hand on his arm and goes like, "That's assaulting an officer. You're coming with me."
Which is supposed to show that they're like, you know, it's like how they murdered the guy in season 1 and put the mask on themselves. It is a crime. It's just a different crime.
What is it? Disrupting an investigation?
Well, it'd be
interfering. It's interfering.
Obstruction of justice.
Obstruction of justice, interfering with an investigation. All crimes you can go to prison for, which would be actively approaching a police officer in the process of making an arrest and trying to deter him from making an arrest.
Yeah.
She has committed a crime. These kids were stealing. I guess technically they didn't steal anything at this point. Well, they broke a bottle, break it. That's a crime. Yeah. So he's going to arrest them, and then she tries to stop him from arresting him because they're kids. So now it's like, look, these guys, they're so evil. They're arresting this woman for doing nothing when no, she actively is obstructing justice.
And
it's
they
a
also
crime. I don't care if they're like, this is it's not fair. It's a crime. It's the same thing as like Fiddle Faddle guy. He's like, can you believe they're gonna spend all this money to lock me up? It's like, yeah, because you broke the law. You did a crime. You go to prison for crime.
Yeah. The funniest part to me is they also just like drop the kid and like,
no,
and
she's
just
the real problem.
And just drag her away.
And it's like,
and then they leave. Like, they're like,
so it's like, can the cops? So she's not a vigilante. She's done nothing vigilante. So can they? That would to me imply she can't go to Red Hook, like, which apparently does have legal oversight. Because we'll get there. So again, though, she is guilty of a crime. She has actively obstructed justice. Regardless of whether that kid is guilty of a crime or not, the officer is making an arrest on that kid, and she is trying to interfere with him making an arrest. That is a crime.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's evil Hitler cop. And
Yeah.
this guy, he's not even really done anything to prove that he's like executing people. In fact, he's been like lighter than almost any cop would have been in this situation.
Yeah.
He tripped a guy and then grabbed his arm to put him in handcuffs. And he hit a guy who he thought was an active shooter.
Yeah. Who was maybe going to shoot a 13-year-old boy.
This guy might be the most heroic person in this whole show.
He very well could be.
By trying to make a guy turbo evil, they accidentally made him just completely valid. And then he drags her out in the weirdest. So he's holding her hair because he's evil, I guess.
Yeah, he's evil. That's what bad guys do.
And she's like holding. It's so weird. And then people are like putting masks on and also dragging the store owner out. They left the kid. They're like, screw these guys. How do these people know what's happening? I guess they're just saying screw you because they're anti-vigilante. Again, one of these arrests is completely valid. And the other one probably technically is under New York state law. I don't know what I know their gun laws are pretty strict, so this guy having a shotgun would probably be a big no-no. Technically, both these arrests could be seen as completely valid, and a riot breaks out. Why aren't they arresting these rioters?
They're just like holding them back to arrest.
Why aren't they? At this point, shouldn't they just like grab machine guns and just start mowing them down? Like, wouldn't
honestly,
that
that would have been better if they just
that would be
gunned
most
them
in
all
line with
down.
their character.
Yeah, or at least started like beating the crap out of all of them.
And Angela's like trying, like, no, don't take her, and her aunt's like, get home safely, please.
And then they also, so they put her in like the armored vehicle, the armored personnel carrier, and then they drive away and leave like 4 or 5 of the AVTF behind, which they would not do, as there's an active riot, and they just leave behind like 5 task members alone in the middle of the riot that's starting to like throw stuff at the vehicle.
So I'm dying of laughter at this moment, and the only thing that can make me keep dying of laughter is I keep seeing worthless characters I don't care about. So the next scene, I see Heather, and it just sends me again. I'm just like, ah! It's like, so she's talking about her book, The Cut. No, it's not even a book. I thought it was a book. The Cut honors New York City's inside powerless. What? Oh no, it is a book. What?
I think they forgot to tell us that this is a thing that's happening.
Well, so she was writing a book about masks in season 1. Yet somehow doesn't know what a vigilante is, even though she's literally writing a book on the subject.
Yeah, she doesn't know like the dictionary.
She doesn't know why a vigilante
definition.
would wear a mask. A lot said about a person's mental health, but what about a city's? The randomness of a horrific crime. Like a stranger pushing another in front of a train. A self-proclaimed artist murdering innocent people. How do we collectively heal from these horrors? Self-proclaimed artist. That's a pretty good description for the creators of this show.
Yeah.
So this scene is worthless. And then Vanessa asks her how her and Mr. Murdoch left things, and she says Matt was in a place before he got shot. I'm trying to remember. So she said, how dare you be in a bank that got robbed? And then she
Get shot to save the mayor.
And then
she
got attacked by Muse. And then Daredevil saved her. And then he was like, I can't believe Daredevil saved you. And she said, I saved me. And he said, and this was after already, by the way, the task force was like, we actually shot Muse. They co-opted her story and they're like, we shot Muse. And then they argued. And he's like, I can't believe Daredevil saved you. And she's like, I saved me. And then he's like, Fisk's guys are, and then she gets an invite to Fisk's ballroom dinner. And she's like, and he's like, how could you get an invite to this ballroom dinner? And she's like, because Mayor Fisk likes to keep up with people. And he's like, well, no, it's probably because we don't like each other, me and him. and he's trying to get at me. And she's like, you're paranoid. And he's like, well, he's probably just going to co-opt your story. And she's like, no, he's not. How could he co-opt my story? And it's like, well, no, he already did that. And then she was like, go to the dance with me. And he's like, okay. And then they went to the dance, and then he got shot, and then he called her Karen.
Yeah.
And she's like, he was in a place.
He was in a
He has very
place.
strong feelings about your husband, you know, because of the whole murder thing.
Yeah.
And she says, Mr. Murdoch always was the champion of vigilantes. My husband, not so much. He's defended Punisher and White Tiger across 15 years, across 10 years.
Yeah. Nobody's Daredevil, though.
In fairness, like, yes, he's probably, like, just because he was a representative of those people, it could put him at that. But it was this morning, he wasn't a champion of vigilantes. He was anti-Kingpin.
Nobody's Daredevil, though.
That's true.
He's Daredevil, so he's a champion of vigilante.
Do you think Frank Castle or Daredevil killed Matt?
After Daredevil saved her life. Or even if she thinks that, you know, he didn't save her, he at least tried to.
Why would Frank Castle kill Matt? It's been 10 years since Frank Castle's trial.
Yeah. And Matt was doing quite well in the trial, and Frank's outburst is what got him put in prison, which was intentional. So,
well, but you could imply Matt treating the witness as hostile. Like, you could make an argument. The problem is it's been 10 years. Why wouldn't he have killed him before? Why did he just now decide to go kill him? You know.
why wouldn't he have killed him?
And she's like, no, I don't, because
As soon as he
she's
got
like
out.
looking at him like, wow, you're an idiot. You think Frank Castle and Daredevil killed Matt Murdock? Daredevil, who famously doesn't kill, and Frank Castle have no motivation. And you're supposed to be the freaking head of Vanessa. Her face is so funny here because the way she's looking at her genuinely is just like, are you stupid?
And then it cuts to a shot outside the window. And Vanessa gets this like spider sense and looks out the window, and both of them look directly at the camera.
Well, no, because Heather goes crazy here. Remember, she's crazy.
Yeah, well, and then she's like, "Is something wrong?" And Vanessa says no. And Heather says, like, you know, it's that sudden cold feeling. My gram used to say that's a goose walking over your grave, and then they laugh. And then it cuts outside, and Bullseye is like actually there watching them. So like Vanessa actually just has spider sense or danger sense, like Mr. Incredible or something.
If she looks around, it could work because you get the sense someone's watching you, kind of thing.
But she literally
She
looks
does look
at
directly
the
at him.
camera.
What is it? What does it mean? A goose walking over your grave? Is that a common saying?
No.
A sudden involuntary. So first off, that isn't her grandma who says that. That is from a song.
No, her grandma said it though.
It's from a song,
But Matt's Daredevil though.
or is this a poem? What is this? This is a caller. What? Sorry, I'm going down. So okay. So I just did an internet deep dive here somehow, and I found that randomly on a radio show, a Wisconsin listener says that when her she called in and she said, I just thought of a phrase. She says, a goose walked over my grave. An early version of the saying, there's somebody walking over my grave, appears in a 1738 book by Jonathan Swift, a complete collection of genteel and ingenuous conversation in 3 dialogues. The phrase is generally used to describe an eerie phenomenon, though a goose walked over our grave may be used in a moment when a conversation falls silent. This is part of a complete episode. So that popped up pretty quickly. Blind Tiger. So is it a podcast? It's some kind of show. I think it's a radio show of some kind. And it's from 2015. So my assumption here is they were like, they needed something for her to say, so they Googled like They like Googled it. Like I don't. Like, this is so random. Is this? Yeah, and people on Reddit are like, can't say I've ever heard a goose walked over my grave. Only someone walked over my grave. So what happens if you, I'm sorry, now I'm just like trying to figure this might be AI. We might have just we might have
I mean, they were probably looking for another way to say like goosebumps, and they stumbled upon something walking over your grave. So they were like, "Oh my goodness, this is incredible! Goose walking
Okay,
over your."
if you look up someone walked over my grave, other form, you get a goose walked over my grave. My guess would be her grandma used to say it, so we need another version of it. They look up other form. And it's that, which the origin of which comes from a radio show. Or it's a complete coincidence, but
I don't think they would just come up with that.
well, I just find it interesting that if I look up "Goose Comes Over My Grave," there's a full like lyric.
Yeah,
Like it's
I
the
don't know.
first thing that comes up. It's just interesting to me. So and it makes me wonder if it's like, is this AI? Like, did they look up
I
what
dude,
what does it mean? I'm curious. Sorry, I'm curious now. You can
Dude.
move on. I'm just curious. I'm gonna keep looking into. I'm gonna just ask ChatGPT.
All right. Okay. So, and then we see like a little more of Bullseye watching them from outside, and then he just leaves. I don't know why he's watching them instead of killing them. I
Does it
don't
go
know.
blue?
I don't know why he's there. It doesn't go blue, so I don't know. It wasn't really that
I don't think it
tough.
was Bullseye then.
It could have been a skinwalker or something. And then we go back
Right?
to
Okay.
our other
Sorry,
favorite
let
character.
me. I'll put a bow on this real quick. I looked up. I asked ChatGPT, "What is the saying for when a chill comes across your spine or you have an eerie phenomenon?" It tells me a chill ran down my spine. Obviously, it sent shivers down my spine. I got goosebumps. A ghost walked over my grave. Why would Heather's grandma say goose? Whatever. That's just something that comes up randomly when you Google it. There's a page about it, so it's like this is something that's been said one other time before. It's just weird.
I don't know.
Time for Kirsten McDuffie.
Yeah, we go to Kirsten McDuffie in the office, and
Let's go quick through this scene. She hears
Yeah,
noises.
she
She's
hears
like,
a
"There's someone getting
noise.
here." There's Angela Ayala. She had her bat ready to beat up whoever was in the office.
she
Angela Ayala,
wants the
for
white
whatever reason,
tiger thing.
yeah. Even though I thought she was going to be there for a lawyer.
This is some of the worst almost crying acting. I know we said we wanted to get past this quick, but it made me
Let's
think of
go
Dexter.
quick. There's-
It made me think of Dexter Solancel, and I have to compliment him and talk about how terrible the show is at the same time. This actress is clearly trying to do the on the verge of tears thing as she asks about the box, and it just looks like she's constipated. Whereas Dexter Solancel as Egg in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms performs it flawlessly. Anyway,
She's getting the
let's get through
amulet
this
that
scene.
imbues you with magical strength.
From White Tiger.
She
but
did not
she's-
go to the legal office to get a lawyer for her now arrested aunt.
Yeah.
Daniel Blake dressed as the Penguin.
Yeah, I
has
didn't even notice
Phoebe-
that watching it. She wasn't even trying to help her aunt.
No, she is. She's just instead of getting a lawyer, she's gonna go superhero it.
That's so dumb. Sorry.
Daniel Blake dresses the Penguin, has BB over for dinner, and he tells her not to leak anything. That's the end of the scene. Their scenes together suck. Then Sheila walks in and sees a file of Commissioner Gallo, who she actively sold out and knew was going to get killed. And Fisk, they do this garbage cutting back and forth thing of they're having parallel conversations. It's jarring, it's stupid, and the worst part is between Fisk and Sheila and BB and Daniel Blake. None of this is relevant. Fisk basically says, if you leak information, I'll kill you, which he's already said. And Daniel Blake's like, BB,
Please
we're
stop
friends.
leaking.
BB, we're friends because we have that friendship scene where you leaked all the information I told you. So if you're leaking anything, that wouldn't be very cool, and even though it would be fully in line with the only interaction we've ever had. And that's the end. This is when I wanted a focus shift to the Godfather poster. Unfortunately, I never got it.
I also don't
like-
understand, how is she getting the stuff that's being leaked?
She's probably just taking it off his computer.
I mean, probably, but like,
He's an
I feel
idiot.
like there
Or
has
he's
to
just giving
be
it to her.
a conversation where she's like, "Hey, can you send me that?" And he's like, "Yeah, just don't leak it."
There's literally 2 options. It's a laptop. He's probably either A, just giving it to her, or B, she's just taking it off his laptop.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then she
it's not
asks if he's scared of Fisk.
dude, let's go. There's nothing of importance
Nothing
in that
of
scene.
real
Let's move on.
substance happens in either of these
2
scenes.
characters, 3 characters you don't interact with. None of it matters.
We get more
Next
Josie.
scene, Josie's bar. Josie's talking to Matt and Karen, and she's like, "You and Foggy were the life of this place." They really weren't. They just kept you out of getting shut down, and so you let them drink there with an endless tab.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
kind of moved on. That was kind of the whole moment in season 3. It was like, let's close that tab. We're moving on. Like,
mhm.
but then they came back, I guess.
And then they get a knock on the door, and it's Detective Kim and generic other police officer from 15th Precinct. Basically, they're saying if you're worried about Cherry, and if anyone else is worried about Cherry that's in the bar, he's fine. Fisk is hunting.
Just doesn't
Resist, rebel.
And then
This is dog
before
shit,
they even
bro.
show us, so they reference the Matrix, and then before they even reveal it, I immediately am like, oh, that's obviously BB Urich, because it is the tiniest human ever dressed as Fisk walking. Like, oh, clearly BB is Fisk, like I
Yeah.
assumed, because we get this counter propaganda. But then they just decide to reveal it. She pulls out the mask, and it's BB. Wow, who would have thought?
The editing in this, like in this one too, like for the Mayor Fisk thing, is jarringly different than the other one.
Also, of course it's BB. No one else films in the wrong aspect ratio.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. BB literally in her BB report films in the wrong aspect. She should have put the BB report
May
like
as well.
watermark on
Not the BB report.
not BB report.
Anyway, next scene. I think this is when you texted me, and it describes this next scene perfectly. So I'm just gonna read off the text you sent me because I gotta find it. It's so funny. It made me laugh my ass off.
I think I know you're. I think I know.
Where is it, dude?
I think I know what you're talking about.
I gotta find. I gotta find it.
I sent you like 50 texts while watching.
It's Vanessa geeked on peyote. What the hell? I'll read it a little clear. I guess we can talk about. So Vanessa has a dream.
Vanessa like stands up out of bed, walks to the window, and then is like suddenly.
I can read this clearly. Is Vanessa geeked on peyote? What the F is what Jake texted me. And I don't blame him because that's exactly what this scene looks like. She's geeking. And then, so there's the blue flower. It's the same blue flower from outside of Dex's cell. It's a rose. It's not actually blue. This is, again, just like they just changed the color. It's all blue. And then the light's all blue. And then, well, you don't have media literacy, so you probably missed this, but she's actually standing in a bullseye.
Yeah, and then, dude.
No, you probably meant, I think you. So, okay, I can explain this because you clearly aren't getting it. Bullseye. She's scared of Bullseye because she knows he wants to kill her. So she's having a nightmare, and she's standing in the middle of a bullseye, like not the guy, the target, the bullseye thing. She's standing in it.
That's really good stuff.
And it's all blue because Bullseye's blue.
And then a baseball rolls up to her, which is like part of Dex's backstory that she wouldn't know about.
Well, she has her gun though, but she okay. I guess you're not getting it. So it's blue because Bullseye's blue, and she's standing in a bullseye.
No, I've caught up on that.
No, I don't. But you're not losing your mind. This is insane cinema work here. So the blue signifies.
So, Caleb, my big problem is when she goes from standing in her window to suddenly being in this dream world, even though the first part was also a dream, it's already blue instead of turning blue.
Well,
that's basically,
so you're not getting it. So Bullseye's blue.
Oh, dude.
Because remember all
this
those?
shit
Remember
sucks.
remember that setup? You remember that blue setup in season 3? They were like, remember when they asked him? He was like, "Hey, here's Poindexter. What is your favorite color?" And he was like, "I love blue."
Blue.
And Agent Nadim was like, "Dex, man, what's your favorite color, dude?" And he was like, "I like killing people, but blue." And then
Hello, Karen. My favorite color's blue.
yeah, there was that one, and then they were like, "Why are you wearing the red Daredevil costume, Daredevil?" And he's like, "Well, because I couldn't get it in blue." That was when he was in the bulletin. Remember the lighting though in the bulletin was kind of blue.
You're right. It was kind of blue. They've been setting this up all along.
So
This is
basically,
part of a grand design.
So this is a nightmare about Bullseye, and that's why it's blue. Okay, so in season 1, episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again, when we see Bullseye, when we see Bullseye, they made the camera go blue.
Yeah. All right. We got the bit is really funny, but we gotta keep going.
Anyway, she wakes up because she had a nightmare, and it's red.
Yeah,
Flower's red.
the flower's red, and then Kingpin rolls over.
Dude,
He's like,
they
"I'm
do
here."
this parallel shot crap again, where they cut back and forth between two characters having the same conversation.
Yeah, Matt and Karen talk about nothing really, but basically
She will.
Matt and Karen and Vanessa and Kingpin are both talking about like, you know, wouldn't you want to be somewhere else, whatever, or you know, they copy Attack of the Clones dialogue. Are we serious? Kingpin says, "I hate the feeling of sand between my toes." We're taking Attack of the Clones dialogue. Are we serious? That's the worst dialogue in all of Star Wars.
I don't like sand. It's
We're
not
taking-
the worst dialogue in
Well,
all of Star
okay,
Wars.
when it came
it's
out,
just
it
the
was-
most memeable dialogue. No, it's the most memeable dialogue. It's not the worst, but
Okay, it's not, but we're taking "I don't like sand" from Attack of the Clones.
Okay,
What are
hold on.
we
Wait.
doing?
but think okay. What color was Obi-Wan's lightsaber in Attack of the Clones? Though? It's blue. It all connects.
Oh, it's all coming together.
I don't even. I want to say they talk about nothing, which they do, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. So, what's on your mind? I want to get. I'm trying to remember some of the dialogue. I just remember looking at this and I yelled something at my TV. I hope we find everything we want. You just wanted each other. That was someplace peaceful. Where would that place be? You don't. No one wants it to be. New York is our home. And she says, "No, it is though. That's kind of the whole thing. You are my home, and his home's New York. New York is your home. I can't believe we ended up here in Hell's Kitchen where you live, Matt." And he says, "Yes, there are worse places." And she's like, "Brooklyn." What?
And he's like, "I liked Brooklyn." What?
It's funny. My
And then-
place was nice. So was his place in Brooklyn?
No,
Or
it
is
was-
no.
It was in.
Is that his new apartment that was in Brooklyn? Yes, it's his new. It was his new apartment that sucked. That was in
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
And then
Which this is funny. This is funny. So they're basically like, you know that place that we forced Matt to go last season? That sucked. Am I right? Come on, high five, guys. And then, she says, we still own the island. We got Fiskstein Island.
I have to talk about the conversations don't matter, whatever. Then, Matt and Karen are standing up and they're dancing, listening to music from the radio. And then visibly, like lights like police lights are flashing through the window and neither of them notice. And Matt can't see. No, but he can hear. He should hear the sirens coming directly towards him. And it's literally like the entire room is flashing red from these lights, and neither of them notice. And then Matt's like, "What?" And Karen turns and looks at the lights and still notices nothing. Like Karen is looking at the lights shining through the window and doesn't see anything. And then they shoot sound beams into the building, and Matt like falls over.
They use the Stranger Things season 5 kryptonite shooters.
Yeah. And then pull Josie out of the bar.
Hold on, you're forgetting though the aspect rate. So he's in red, and then because of the siren
Right.
that he can't hear, and then the aspect ratio changes.
It also, when they arrived, it was flashing only red. And then now it's flashing
And
red
the
and
aspect
blue.
ratio gets tighter, and then the sonic weapon plays, and then it goes green as the aspect ratio changes again. I thought that was just artsy for the trailer, but nope, it's actually a scene. And now they have the building surrounded. That's important. The building surrounded. They bring Josie right on out of the.
And then
They
he
bring
takes some
Josie on
people out, tells Josie to go somewhere safe, and she like stumbles away because she's an old lady.
Vigilantism will not be tolerated. And so Daredevil walls up and he beats the crap out of him, is yelling every time he hits him because Daredevil yells.
Mm-hmm.
Does this scene look fake? Let me double check. I felt like I remember this scene looking fake. The aspect ratio goes back to normal.
Him like grappling down looks super fake.
That's what I was trying to double check.
He also changed into the suit in literally the same amount of time it takes Karen
His
to
weight
put
looks
a
off. His weight
jacket
looks
on.
off when he grapples down, and he keeps standing straight up with his head tilted.
Yeah.
With his head like slightly down like this. So he stands like that multiple times because that's how Daredevil stands after he beats everyone else up. Not when there's other guys around. And so he's just standing there, yeah, and then some guy is just in the alley, sees Karen beats the crap out of him, and that's it. Place is surrounded, so I'm not sure how she's gonna get out, but because they're surrounded, which doesn't mean there's one single guy on every corner. It means there's a perimeter. That's how you surround a place. Then
There
they
would
break
never be
in,
a single person standing alone either.
and they shoot up mannequins. Matt fights them all off. He uses a gun to beat him up, and he's yelling. Every punch is thrown. He yells a lot. He's still yelling. Daredevil yells. He does heavy breathing because that Daredevil gets tired.
After a
And then he
super
yells
short
Karen
phase.
because Daredevil yells. Adrenaline or whatever. I'm supposed to be like, wow, it's so amazing. And then they show the freaking restaurant from the date, and I get real pissed here because don't ruin that restaurant. Thankfully, they don't. That's their meeting place, though, which is like freaking lame as hell. I also have a hard time believing that restaurant managed to stay completely in business during the whole 5 years of half of everyone being gone, but sure. And then she's like, come on, I have to show you something. And she takes him to Punisher's secret lair where she somehow managed to drag an anti-vigilante task force member.
In like 10 minutes.
While the building was surrounded.
Yeah.
And says, they're hunting us. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe it's time we started hunting them.
I also noticed, so
Karen beat up random.
the shot of her like leading him, walking ahead of him, taking him to the lair is the thumbnail shot for episode 3, but it happens in this episode. That's a nitpick, but that's stupid.
So
The thumbnail shot for the next episode is in this episode.
So Karen knocks out full-grown task force guy, male, drags him while the building's surrounded, while no one else spots her, to Punisher's secret lair, and tied him up. And here we are.
That's the end of that episode.
And I don't think Punisher's secret lair was in Hell's Kitchen, but I guess technically it could be. So she dragged him a ways.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that episode. Next episode, what's this one titled? The Scales and the Sword, because we're going to get the alleged swordsman trial. Or is episode 3 Gloves Off? No, it's Scales the Sword.
Episode 3 Scales and the Sword. Because there's swordsmen
Gloves
and
Off is
there's
episode 4, my bad.
there's a lawyering stuff, which
No,
there
so we're
just
getting
isn't.
we're gonna do the trial. Anyway, let's I'm gonna probably do this one a little quicker.
Yeah, it
honestly,
kind of took us 2.5 hours for that one, but
most of what's garbage about this one happens in this one, and that's about it. So, it just went away. Let me re-pull the show back up. 1 second.
We get a bunch of shots of the Fisk U.
Yeah, they love that Fisk U thing,
Yeah,
which
get
I
it?
can't
It's
tell
like
if it's pro Fisk or anti Fisk.
I think it's anti because it's like saying "f you" but with Fisk instead of like. It's just not very
So
good.
Karen says, I did a little recon. What?
She said, "What choice did I have? Wait for them to come in there shooting?" And then it flashes back to show her knocking out the guy again,
So Matt told her to hide.
just in case. These premiered back to back, by the way. So just in
No,
case
I'm just trying to
the
even
thing
track
you
what happened.
watched
Matt told her
4
to
minutes ago
hide, and then she
climbed up.
went out, knocked out guy, dragged him while the
She
building was
climbed
surrounded.
up to like the roof and then was in an alley.
Fire escape, and then knocked him out. This is how we end it by kidnapping task force. What if it works? The reason I brought him here is I'm telling you there's something different about him. Yeah, we'll see what that exactly is. Guy
How
takes his
did
helmet off. Karen takes his mask off.
how would she know there's something different? She didn't speak to him before she knocked
No,
him
remember
out.
he was scared. So Matt's all
Of
anti-kidnapping task
Daredevil?
force.
Yeah.
Matt's all anti-kidnapping task force, which is good because he has never kidnapped a grunt for any bad guy force ever
No, he
and
literally
tortured them.
tortured
No, he
Simeon,
wa
the Russian guy.
what? Shh. No, he's anti. No.
No, he's literally pro torture.
No.
Remember the super cool scene where Claire is like, "Yes, put the knife right there." And he's like, "How will I know when I hit
You know
it?"
what color his eyes
He'll
were,
tell
though?
you.
I don't even know if his eyes were blue. But he did
Oh,
drop a
oh,
fire
yeah,
extinguisher
yeah.
on his head from like 5 stories up. He's dead. That's the one thing the Netflix show was like, yeah, no, he's dead. And then Matt threw him off a building. So this guy then sees Daredevil and he's scared. And he says, I was looking for you because, of course, when Officer Powell was told to handpick the worst of the worst to have no problems going the full limit, he, of course, grabbed Scared Sammy here. This is Officer Plot Device. Officer Plot Device gives him a key card that'll give him access to Red Hook. This is the end of Officer Plot Device's story.
Yeah.
Matt
No,
then
but
hits him in the head.
they have a super funny thing where they say that he's lying to them while Matt
Okay.
listens to him
Oh,
and
yeah,
says he's
sorry.
telling the truth because he can tell when people are lying. It's super funny.
Yeah, and then Matt says the F word, which he doesn't say. He rarely even swears. But he's not a Catholic anymore, so I guess that's fine. And then Matt hits him in the head, and then the intro plays. And then right after the intro, we see Heather. Heather is trying to hang. She's trying to fix her up her office or something. Or no, she's nailing
Oh.
Muse's mask to her wall because she's crazy. I don't know how she has Muse's mask.
It should have been taken in as evidence. She hits the nail with the hammer and it makes a crack in her wall, and then she starts having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, the next scene, Heather bumps into Kirsten outside of the court and says, we got a psych eval on Duquesne. It's a hatchet job. And she says, these men you're defending are dangerous. Don't you see that? Frank Castle's a murderer, and him and Daredevil might have killed Matt. What? So is she just an idiot? Like,
Yes.
what? I don't like, but she's not, though. Like, where she's supposed to be smart, though. I don't.
Daredevil saved her life.
Let's fast forward to her comic book character ending. That's if we get that, I might be pretty. That'll be a good scene.
Yeah, this is another worthless dialogue scene. Nothing actually happens.
Do you know how Heather Glenn dies in the comics?
No, I hope I don't even care as long as she's dead.
She hangs herself.
Oh, yeah, no, let's do that as soon as possible.
Yeah, she says they're dangerous. Don't you see that?
That's kind of crazy that like a mental health specialist would, kill himself. But,
Matt's complicated, but he's a good man. He's probably in serious danger because of Wilson Fisk. Because remember, Matt's pretty anti-Fisk. Honestly, Kirsten, as your friend, I don't think you're seeing any of this clearly. Why would you work for Fisk? Because he's genuinely trying to make this city a safer place. That is not a read you can have anymore.
No.
That's not like a normal. I know she's insane though, but she wasn't. She randomly decided to go insane.
She also, I'm meaning Kirsten.
And then, okay, sorry, this is the line that pissed me off. I was on the other end of that vigilante violence. You weren't. No, you weren't. You were on the other end of a serial killer. That's not a vigilante. You were
Yeah.
not breaking the law, and a vigilante tracked you down to kill you because you were breaking the law. You were being a normal person, and he was trying to kill you because he's a serial killer. That's not a vigilante.
And
You're
then a
being
vigilante
you
tried
wrote
to
a
save
book.
you.
You said you were writing a book on vigilantes. You don't know what a vigilante is.
Yeah. And it also wasn't a book about vigilantes are evil. It was a book about the psychology of why they wear masks and do what they do.
But still, one would imply that you would know what a vigilante is.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next scene is one of the fakest shots I've ever seen. We get a weird drone shot, but it's not a real drone because all of this is fake.
Yeah.
The bridges, there's not cars on the bridges. The water looks awful. The boat looks bad. That shot just looks bad.
And then it pans down, or it tilts down to look at the water, and then it tilts up, and you're at Red Hook. It's super.
Every
what a
shot
cool
of
transition.
the Northern Star looks awful and fake.
I don't understand why they would go to a shot of the Northern Star just to do the water transition to the Red
Okay.
Hook.
I'm going to speed run through this scene because I'll come back to it later and it's worthless. They put Kirsten in a blindfold that she can somewhat see through. They made sure to buy the worst blindfolds ever. And then she uses all her other senses and takes note of everything around her. This is all pointless, and we'll get to why in a minute. Now
because
she's
he also
meeting,
knows
anyway,
where Red Hook is.
Anyway, she's meeting with Jack Duquesne, the person she's representing in a trial that is in a day, or today. It is the day of, or something. It's something like that. She's been representing him. They've never spoken. How is she representing him? He's a billionaire. He can afford a way better lawyer than Kirsten McDuffie and Matt Murdock. You know, Matt Murdock's a great lawyer, but he's a small firm.
Because they represent vigilantes.
So
That's
how
their
has she
thing,
prepared
apparently.
a case? You have to prepare a case. Remember, Frank and Karen and Matt went to the hospital not Frank, Karen, Matt. Matt, Foggy, and Karen went to see Frank in the hospital to prepare his case. Because you have to prepare a case.
Yeah, they don't even do anything preparing for a case.
And again,
they just
she's
have a
like,
conversation.
she's like, they can't prove you're the swordsman, even though he's the swordsman. We go back to this thing where she said, I have rock solid evidence to prove that what you're trying to prove is wrong. When what he's trying to prove is right. He's trying to prove that this guy's the vigilante and a swordsman, which he is.
And she doesn't present any of the evidence she said she had in the actual court case.
Anyway, they talk. That's it. Then we get a camera pan as we reveal the cages, which are so funny.
And they've also never met before. So
yes, I already said that. But yeah, that's all pointless. And then we see the cages. That scene literally just serves to set up a later scene that also sucks. And then Karen, she's turning into Frank. I don't know. And then she says, "You think he's dead? No, not a chance. If he was, Fisk would hang his corpse off the Brooklyn Bridge, taking out the Punisher. He'd sing that from the rooftops. So what? So he's just all this, and he's just out there just being him? Yes. Yeah, we have a special presentation coming up, Karen. Same as always.
Yeah, Karen. Didn't you see the announcement about Punisher One Last Kill?
And she says, you want his help. And he's like, yes, she wants his help. That's why she got his help at the end of last season.
Yeah.
And then she's like, he's effective. And Matt says, you realize murder's not the answer. Luckily, we've never had any of this existential crisis happen before. And then, she's like, maybe we should kill Fisk. You've never gone through that. Charlie Cox, by the way, has gotten jacked. I don't know if any of this is some extra steroid. I don't know if any of this is extra steroids or just years of just freaking constant working out. But he is swole, and I think the 8-pack makes me think there might be some steroids, and it goes around in Hollywood, which is fine. You still got to work out to get big, and he is big.
Yeah,
he's way bigger than like he used to be. He used to be more cut than he is big.
Yeah,
He's got
but
balls now.
he's also like he's bigger and he's still just as cut as he
Which is
was.
what makes me think
on the Netflix
maybe
series.
there's probably some
Yeah,
steroids.
he almost
but
looks more lean and more muscular, which is which is why you think
like Alan Richardson has like a six pack, and it's like, okay,
yeah, it's like
we
all
know
right,
that.
bro,
You're too big
like
to actually
you're like
have a six pack.
almost you're like 260 lean. You're
And he's
a
old.
freak. Yeah, and you're old.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't really as long as these guys aren't like going buy my course all
Yeah,
night to
this
get
is
like me.
naturally attainable.
Other people, like a lot of people, just see steroids and they're like, "Oh, not real, cheated." And I'm like, "Well, you still gotta work
It's like,
out."
yeah,
You
he's
don't
still
just
been
shoot out-
working out.
You can't just
Like-
shoot up steroid. Once you're
like-
old, you don't get testosterone replaced the same. That's what
Like-
TRT is.
Like Frank Grillo talked about it. He was like, "Yeah, I take steroids because I'm an actor and I can look all right for longer. Obviously, I still work out every day." Like
Yeah,
it
so
doesn't.
then he's like, "Would Foggy have wanted me to kill Fisk? Trust me, I wonder the same thing every day." You don't have to wonder. You said, "I'm gonna go kill Fisk," and Foggy said, "Don't do that. That's bad. Don't do that, please, Matt." And then you said, "Sorry, bro, we're not friends anymore. I gotta go kill Fisk." And then Foggy went and told Karen, "Hey, our friend's about to do something that he believes would damn him for eternity. We need to be there for him. I don't want to be the bad friend who just turned our back on him." There was a whole scene for that.
And then when Foggy died, she moved to California, and his mom went to Rome.
And now she's like, "Matt, maybe you should go kill Fisk. You don't get to destroy who I am. I beat you." For a team that really loves those yelling scenes, you'd think they would like know them.
You think they would listen to what they say in those scenes?
Anyway, and she's like, "I feel like we're just up against everything. We should kill him. We do this. We've done this. It's been
Yeah.
15 years. It's been so long." And then it's like, "Oh, they sent the governor the list of the Freeport thing." We get Juan. Remember when Matthew
Lieutenant
Lillard
Governor.
was like Lieutenant Governor Juan, and everyone went, "His name's Juan."
Yeah, I don't even know what that was supposed to be. Is that like everyone in the office is racist because they just made fun of his name being Juan? Like,
No. Anyway,
it
the
was so
governor
dumb.
walks in. The governor walks in. She says, "You sick your CIA friend of my attorney general. You refuse financial assistance. You're trying to avoid state oversight. If I need help, I will ask. I understand that Fisk Industries and your wife Vanessa are major shareholders. All of it transferred into a trust when I took office. All the paperwork completely legal. I have no doubt, but money and an army of white shoe lawyers doesn't make you immune. This is all pointless. It's just another freaking cut back and forth scene. Jeez, Matt and Karen are talking about how to get inside Red Hook. The governor is talking to Fisk about Red Hook. They're explaining that their goal is that the governor is pro. What they need the governor to be anti-Fisk to remove this thing. So now we'll get to the scene.
And then hold on. And then Matt says they have to force everyone in New York to see who Fisk really is again, just because in case we forgot that was their goal.
This is my favorite line. The governor tells him safer streets, vigilante trials, like she's talking about all this to Fisk. And she says, on paper, with most of the voting public, it's working. I'm glad we agree on that. What? Huh?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm just curious. So, we got, they're all anti, like, everybody. Like, let me just read off this list real quick. They're all anti Moon Knight, Iron Fist, Ant-Man, Wasp. I mean, I'm anti Iron Fist. The Eternals, Kate Bishop, Punisher, Mantis, Star-Lord. I mean, all these people. No, they helped save the world. Everyone knows that. Nebula, Monica Rambeau. They probably don't know she's a superhero. Guardians of the Galaxy. No, they're involved. Daredevil saved New York. Miss Marvel did something. I'm sure I haven't seen anything she's been in. America Chavez is a terrorist. Nick Fury's not a superhero. Hawkeye saved New York. Vision saved the world, sacrificed himself to save the world. Captain Marvel remember, she's the greatest of all time. War Machine, active war hero. Shang-Chi, no one knows about him. Doctor Strange saved the multiverse, saved New York, was on the streets fighting Thanos' soldiers. Black Panther, he hasn't done anything to help normal people, so I guess we'll go away from that. Falcon actively worked, saved people. Hulk You know, maybe they don't like Hulk, but Hulk has also saved the day. Spider-Man actively saves the day. Black Widow used to save the day. Thor used to save the day. Captain America used to save the day. Iron Man used to save the day. like what?
And the thing, so at the end of Avengers, when they like there's the montage and the broadcast and stuff, the general consensus is that the regular people
um,
like the superheroes because they saved their lives,
I can
and
do this.
the higher ups in the brass and stuff didn't because they can cause big problems.
There's a much easier way to do this.
But the voting public,
Let me. The majority of the voting public. This is an easy way to do this. What does a majority mean, Jake?
more than half.
So, would you think the 50% of people who were dead were probably pretty happy the extrajudicial actors brought them back to life?
Most likely.
Meaning there has to be one other person. That means everyone else was anti-vigilante.
Yeah.
And not one person.
And not one of them was like, man, I'm glad all those superheroes brought back my dead family members.
Because this show likes to think mask is what vigilante, because they're wearing a mask. And then they say Punisher, but then they say extrajudicial actors. That's every superhero. They're not police officers. That means that that means it's vigilante. So in the world where superheroes have saved the day countless times, you know, especially in New York,
like they just did from Void in Universe.
Yes, but I think that's after this. So
okay.
But still, in New York's never had anything happen where superheroes had to save the day.
No.
You know, there weren't people. This isn't in Sokovia where they're like, Iron Man sucks. This is New York, where Iron Man kept them from getting nuked by the government.
Yeah.
New Yorkers have short memories.
Apparently. Remember we almost got nuked? And then Iron Man saved us all? Screw that guy.
Thanos sent those other guys in to come. Vulture was running weapons under and blew up Staten Island. Spider-Man saved the day. What else happened? The Sinister Six were like breaking up the Statue of Liberty, and then Spider-Man saved the day. They didn't forget Spider-Man. They forgot Peter Parker. You know, and Captain America, the Hydra was taken out. The Triskelion in Washington, D.C. I guess technically maybe he's not extrajudicial because he was a SHIELD agent at that point. You want to get off on a technicality?
Sorta.
Sure, I guess. All of the events of Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, they know Tony Stark saved them, so that would imply they know everything else. All of Iron Man, I have successfully privatized world peace. You know, it's like, you know, all this vigilante stuff. Is Kingpin gonna go arrest Falcon?
Or
The president of the United States is actively working with Falcon, and even though he's not like a military member, meaning he's extrajudicial. You're in the MCU. You got to account for that. You can't just be like, blah, blah, blah. No, you have to. It doesn't make sense. The voting public, the majority of the voting public isn't like superheroes. They suck. Am I right, guys? All right.
back to
Fuck. No, I mean, dude, okay. Is there anything else important? I'm not saying don't go. Dude, so basically, Karen thinks Matt's going to die if he goes to Red Hook, and the governor's like, I'm shutting you down if I have to. And that's the end of the scene. And then Buck goes to see Daniel Blake. Daniel Blake's eating a hot dog. Buck walks in and says, he gets him to eat a hot dog and then says, hey, man, you're a big, dumb idiot, and I'll kill you for being a big, dumb idiot if you keep being a big, dumb idiot. I don't know what. I just feel bad for Buck's actor. He's really trying. He just has nothing.
He's really like a solid actor. He has good presence. He's charismatic on screen. He's literally just with the worst actors ever.
So basically, I don't understand what's happening. So he thinks he's gonna like get up to the lieutenant governor or something. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And
Daniel Blake is gonna try to schmooze up the lieutenant governor, get him drunk so that he'll give the
Some
governor
blackmail or
secrets.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he goes, you were in the SAS, Buck," and Buck's like, "Yeah, and I'll kill you if you're a stupid idiot and again, because you gotta stop being a stupid idiot, bro." And then we get more anti-Fisk propaganda, except like this is all pointless. The only reason this would even have made sense is if you were trying to say it was someone else, but we know it's BB. Like
Yeah.
now we know, even though it was obvious before. Now we get the trial of the swordsman. They do this really weird stylized, like, as if Matt is in the courtroom, but he's not. She pops some pills. The judge pops some pills.
In front of everybody.
Then she says, "All rise," even though the judge has already seen it as other judges come in. What am I supposed to? Why are there 3 judges for a jury trial, first off? Or is it a jury trial?
Dude, I don't even understand what's happening because
So we get the opening statements. Kirsten does some lawyering. Everyone's watching it on TikTok. They watch it. Matt's like pacing. Then, dude, I don't know what to say. Like, so then they go up to the. She asked for permission to approach. Oh wow, look, they said the lawyer thing. Kirsten then says, "You gave me 2 days notice." The judge doesn't go, "What? You just spoke to your client 2 days ago?" And then Kirsten yells to the. Okay, sorry. Kirsten sits here and yells, "You know what you're missing?" She yells this out loud, so everyone in the courtroom can hear. "One single shred of proof that my client is who you or should I say Mayor Fisk says he is." Looking out at the crowd, Matt goes, "Nice, Kirsten." Except no, not nice. This is a mistrial. You're off the case. You're done. You just did something that is, you can't do that. You know the whole strike it from the record thing? You're sitting here trying to influence the jury and something that the jury is not supposed to be being influenced by.
yeah, that's why they're talking.
Also, you're not going to find a single person in New York who doesn't have an opinion on vigilantes. So how are you supposed to get a jury? Whatever. And that Matt's like, "Nice, Kirsten."
That was like a big chunk of the Punisher trial, was even finding a jury.
Matt says, "Nice, Kirsten," which, this guy, whoever this is, it's not Matt, who is very much like, "Yeah, let's give out evidence that let's try to sway the jury in the scummiest way possible because the system thing, that's all bogus." It makes sense that he's cool with that. And he says, "You're close to contempt, counselor." No, she already did contempt. This is done. You've just ruined this trial. This is a mistrial now. This is over. And they also have a shot on TikTok from behind the judges. So
Somehow.
yeah, not sure. There's no camera back
visibly
there.
No camera.
There's
there.
literally no
Looking at it
camera
right now.
there. Yeah, I don't know. So both the people and the defense, this was their opening arguments. That's important.
Because then they say it's time for the verdict.
Sorry. Let me. I completely botched that. They're watching as the news says opening. This is the opening statements. Then the next scene of them in court is Kirsten talking to Jack Duquesne. Then they issue a verdict. Look, I get that shows can't do a realistic trial because they don't have 4 years to wait, right? I get that. At least when John Healy was on trial at Daredevil, he was like, said some bogus bullcrap and was like, "Then we'll motion for a whatever, we'll motion and we'll get the trial right away. It'll be next week." And Punisher, they like stalled a bit, and then it only took a few days instead of like 6 months. Like the trial would go on for months for Punisher, and then so they do opening arguments, then the prosecution presents their case with cross-examination. That means they call all their lawyers and they do cross-examination. Then the defense presents their case with all their witnesses and cross-examination from the prosecution. Then there's a closing argument from the defense. Both of them have closing arguments, I guess, after their things. So there's a closing argument from the defense, closing argument from the prosecution, rebuttals, then you get a verdict. So in the span of 4.5 minutes after their opening arguments, the prosecution called all their witnesses. There was cross-examination, and then all the evidence was presented to the jury via those witnesses. And then the defense did all their witnesses and decided to call Jack Ducaney to the stand. There was cross-examination on all of that. And now then the jury deliberated, which is a whole other thing. And now it's time for a verdict. And I don't think it's a jury trial. So,
No.
not jury, but still. We just did a whole court case that would take months in real life, days in the show, if you wanted to be nice, in like 15 minutes at most. Because like Matt and Karen haven't moved, and neither is anyone watching on TikTok. What the hell? And then they're like,
And then
you're guilty. And they're like, what? Which, like, yeah, he's guilty of being a vigilante. Because he is. Like, is it rigged against vigilantes? I guess. But he did technically break this law. This isn't some shocking thing. There is no evidence that would get him off. He is a vigilante.
Yeah. That's a fact. He just is.
And you could argue, like, what they charge him with is kind of valid. Vigilantism,
Yeah, like
which
murders people with a
includes
sword.
assault and an attempted murder. You know, he does do that. Being a vigilante is being illegal. It's like, that's a crime. Just saying, like, Anyway, Vanessa's then geeked off LSD. Fisk doesn't laugh. Vanessa's geeked off LSD. We get Vanessa's dinner with the governor. Vanessa and Heather do some yapping, and she says, I set you up with Buck. And then we get a scene where Buck tells Heather what every character's trait is supposed to be. We get a scene where Buck sits here with Heather and says, that guy, that's his character trait. Her, this is what character she is. His first one is a royal court. King and queen. Oh, wow, so cool. We're the humble quarters, each chosen. So Daniel, he's jester. And then he says the same thing of he grows on you, which I guess is a through line they're trying to push. And they say heir apparent. It's like, no, he's a dumbass.
He's literally just a bumbling moron.
And he says the chief of staff, so that's Sheila. That's her official job, which is like the first time. And he's just waiting with a sharpened blade. Except she had a chance to get Daniel Blake thrown out, but she stood up for him for some reason. He says he's a knight, which would be an apt description of him being a king. Yet Heather's like, huh, you're a little egotistical, aren't you thinking? I'm like, no, I think the king's head of security would be considered a knight. Governor does some yapping. And then Vanessa explains to the audience why she's yapping. Because he fears you. Wow. Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks for. Then the anti-vigilante task force tells some blue collar workers to get back to work because they're evil. And then Heather's drinking.
Can we go home to our families, sir? No, get back to work. Why? Because I fucking said so.
So then Heather's drinking, and Karen
Actual
tells her to go
line,
to her
by the way.
office. Instead of Kirsten just going to her office. You didn't have to have this scene. This was a waste of time. She was gonna have to go back to her office eventually. So now she's drunk. Daredevil's in there.
No, it's building Kirsten's character because she talks to the bartender and calls him my friend because that's what she does. She calls every person she's in a scene with her friend, like they have this long backstory and they've been together on screen a lot. She a person she's never shared the screen with before, repeatedly in the show, she's like, we've been friends for a long time.
I thought
we
they
have a
were
lot of backstory. It's shit.
I thought they were about to do the scene where Matt reveals to Karen he's Daredevil.
I thought they were going to do that with Kirsten.
It's like almost shot the same way, just way worse. And he's like, I thought he was going to remove his mask and I was going to just end it on the spot. Thankfully, they didn't. She's like, I'm a little drunk. And she says, you met with Duquesne today. So no, they had 1 day's notice. They prepped his trial in 25 minutes. No wonder it only took like 7 minutes to get done. They didn't do anything. And she's like, how did I lose?
And then he has her describe all of the sounds that she heard when they took her to Red Hook.
Gee, if only there was a guy who had all of the senses heightened that he can determine where all of these things are and find a way in and get a full 3D, perfectly accurate map of the entire port so that he can walk around stealthily without determining the guards. If only there was someone with superpowers that could do that.
Also, he doesn't need her. It's not like he's getting a description of the place so that he can find it. They know where the port is. Like, they know where Red Hook is.
I don't understand what they thought. It's like, this is a scene that they shot where they were like, where it's like, okay, why are you showing me this cut
It's
back
like-
and forth
like,
between, why is
oh.
Matt slowly walking through what Kirsten described? And I feel like the writers look at you and go like, well, he's blind.
It's like, oh, he needs to figure out how to get into Red Hook or where Red Hook is. He already knows where it is,
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's like,
and
So
he
it's
could
like-
easily figure out how to get through it.
yeah, so it's like, they're like, it's like, why are you showing me these scenes of him just like Kirsten said that, so now he's navigating tactically through. I'm like, why are you showing me this? Obviously, Daredevil can figure out how to get in there. And I genuinely feel like the writers would be like, well, no, she needed to describe it because he's blind.
Yeah. Also, why do they take Swordsman back to Red Hook instead of
That's
to
where they
prison?
keep the vigilante prisoners.
But he just got a
All right,
guilty verdict. He should
Let
be
me
in
just
prison.
real quick. They use the pigeons because pigeons never move, and and we get the return of the obvious CGI pigeons. They look really bad too. So
It's
there
like-
was a shot in the BB report that they used twice of CGI pigeons walking around in Born Again Season 1, and it was like, dude, just pay some guy to go film some pigeons. like, do you think like what the visual effects artist should have just like been like, oh yeah, I could do those pigeons, and then they gave him all the money, and like he had like a week to get those pigeons done. He just goes outside and takes a video of some pigeons, and then just does nothing the rest of the week. And they come in, they're like, whoa, those are really realistic, dude. These, I guess I understand more because they need the pigeons in the exact place. But can you at least get the lighting right?
Yeah, and then dude, he sneaks in. He gets through the locked door. He uses a key card from the guy earlier,
Officer plot device.
officer plot device, and then he takes these two guys out, and
Here's
he
the
like
device.
he kicks one, or like he flips over and kicks one in the head, and he's like on the ground, and then it like the camera like pans up super fast, and he's like standing straight up with his head down again because they think that's what Daredevil does. Like, why
And
would
then
he be
the-
doing? Like, why would he
some
do
music gets real loud, and then he walks in. He's listening. Oh my gosh, is this where we get our aspect ratio change again? Okay, look, I guess we should. We got to be honest here. We said
right here they tickle a dolly zoom. They almost dolly zoom.
no, look, we
they're,
gotta
like,
admit, bro.
kind
We
of
gotta admit.
doing-
We said they were only gonna do that once, and they've done it again. You know what else we said? If they
Oh,
keep
and then they
doing
do
it, it's
do a-
gonna
they
get
just did a full dolly
really
zoom.
old really quickly. And you know what
Yeah.
it does? It gets really old really quickly.
Yeah, if you use a dolly zoom every time this character uses his powers that he's using constantly,
Which
It-
again, I did like they're doing it. Like I said, if you
One-
set that up, you technically have to do it, but
one it just
I
doesn't
wouldn't recommend it.
one it just doesn't make sense because he's literally using them constantly, just passively. Like that's how
Also, it like slows time.
that's how he like quote unquote sees the world. He's doing it passively. And then he can focus his powers to like try to pick out specific things. And that's when
Okay.
they do it.
So they do the zoom. They do
why?
the camera aspect ratio changes. It zooms in on the watch. Which, look, I said it. I said if they do this, you set this up, you have to keep doing it. Even though I wouldn't recommend it because it's going to be jarring. It's jarring. The time slows, and then he hears a bunch of heartbeats, which he would have already known are there. Because when he's checking for guards, he listens for heartbeats. And it would have been like, hey, what are those 45 heartbeats trapped in cages? This isn't a surprise. He knows they're there.
They're also not far away. They're through
Yes.
one door.
In order to track where those guards were, he just beat up. He would have had to track the heartbeat. So he would have been hearing a bunch of heartbeats.
Yeah. It's literally explicitly stated in the Netflix show. He
This is
tracks
our
people
wonder.
with their heartbeats.
Here's our wonder. Matt opens the door, walks in. Everyone's freaking out. Oh my gosh, the camera's all chaotic. Matt begins to walk around. This camera spins a whole bunch of times as Matt hears all these people that he already should have known were there. Matt begins sprinting to each door with his key card. Really weird. Like, I don't know. This just looks weird. But whatever. He's trying to do it quick. Tells Swordsman, get all these people out of here.
And then he hears
People
the
say
people
we're on our
coming.
way. Yeah. And then, dude, this is just bad. This camera that we get, there's so many obvious cuts where someone walks by the camera and it's a hidden stitched together cut, but it's not. Like
It's really obvious. Like when the fat guy walks by the camera.
Like there were hidden cuts in Netflix, but
They were hidden.
they were minimal in those hallway fights.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gives this dude some rebar so he can kill people, because that's what Daredevil would do. And then the vigilante task force walks in, kicks a guy so hard he goes flying backwards 5 feet into a cage. And then we get a couple more. This looks like a bad version of the Kingsman fight scene.
Yeah, because
Where, like, it does those frame skips.
And the
or
thing
adds
is,
in frames, whatever.
every time someone is off screen, they totally freeze and stop moving until they're on screen again.
And now they're not even doing hidden camera huts that are clever, like behind someone to make you think it's a one shot. It's a whip,
Yeah.
which is just obviously a cut. So this isn't even a oneer. It's not even remotely a oneer. This is obviously not a oneer. Because like that, so that hallway fight in season 2 is the one where it's like there's obviously cuts in that one that are hidden, but they're minimal and they do a good job trying to hide them.
Yeah.
Whereas you could technically believe this is all done in one take. This one, you can't even believe it. It doesn't even look weird. The freaking lens is like zooming in and out in like a fisheye style.
Yeah. And then, dude, Swordsman literally turns into Bullseye in this and starts like throwing rebar and like impaling people with rebar. Which
one of these shots here, after Matt says go, 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 you see a guard, you see a vigilante task force guy just standing, like he slowly stands up. He's leaning on the cage until he gets his cue to come in and attack. It's very Red Room, Last Jedi, freaking playing with their swords, waiting for their cue. Like you said, with a lot of those. Yeah, Swordsman's just killing people. Matt's, just cool with him killing people because whatever.
Yeah, Matt doesn't have any problem
Just
with murder.
so many clearly CG doubles too. Of like when they're swinging at him, it's like a lot of these are clearly not real people.
Yeah, it's
Swordsman
pretty
says,
bad.
"Come on," and then all of the weight goes. Oh, that's bad. Look at this freeze frame. Look at the guy on the left.
Yeah,
This is clearly not a real person. And you just look at the weight. The weight is all off on on the way that it hits. They add or skip frames. I'm not sure. These hidden cuts suck. And then they do their favorite trick of filling the room with garbage CG fog. Oh, and it looks really bad. And the guys just start blindly firing. Matt, because he lowered the fog, caused these guys to start blindly firing into a crowd of people. The Swordsman kills people. These guys definitely shot somebody, but I guess they didn't. This all looks bad. This all looks bad. And Matt's just yelling with every hit. And he's less tired after this than he is after most of the things he's done in this show. So, even though this would be the one where he's big tired, because it's the oneer. He's always tired after the oneer, which he's barely tired of. This is one where your flanderization would actually almost work, because he gets tired after the oneer. It's progressive, but that's the one he gets tired after. Then they gotta get all these people out, and
Then we cut outside.
Karen points a gun because
at-
Karen does the gun thing at Angela Ayala, who's got a white tiger freaking bandana. She's wearing the amulet. She says, "Daredevil's here, isn't he?" Again, like it's like Karen Page hangs out with Daredevil. Matt Murdock's missing. Who could Daredevil be? Whoa!
She also
And she stole some guns, I guess, and a radio, and then she radios Matt on the channel everyone would be hearing him on because it's the base channel. Tells them their plan. They sneak out of this door that's just there that they could have just gone through the whole time. I guess they didn't really need a key card. I'm not sure what the whole key card thing was all about. And then the task force pulls up, and my favorite line in the whole show so far is here when I gotta get the exact line. So the task force is all rolling up in their bad guy cars, and they get out. I gotta get the line here. One of the task force cards says, "Shoot the prisoners." We're the bad guys. Hey, we're evil.
Oh, it's so bad. He says, light him up, light him up.
And then some guy goes, "What?" And he yells again, "Shoot the prisoners." Shoot. Matt's telling everybody to get down. They're yelling, "Shoot."
Light him up, light him up.
Down,
Oh.
down. And then a tank rolls around the corner. They're standing behind like a thin metal sheet, by the way.
Dude, and then
They say friendly. No, they're not even behind a metal sheet. They're just behind wooden boxes.
yeah, and then Karen and White Tiger's niece pull up in a car, and everyone, or in like the armored vehicle, and everyone starts loading in.
Everyone runs into the line of fire.
And White Tiger's niece like hugs her mom goodbye.
Yeah. So then they say, "Light them up, light them up."
And then like walks out like she's gonna go do something and take these guards out.
They start shooting. Karen starts shooting back. Remember when Karen was like, "Whoa, we're not just gonna kill a random task force member." Karen drops down, kills a random task force member.
Yeah.
She drops on the ground and shoots him, which you think someone would be like, "Oh, that's a good idea," and then drop down and shoot everyone in the feet because they're just shooting prisoners now.
The one
They're all
she
just standing in the line of sight. By
the
the way,
one she shoots is also one Daredevil had just like knocked out, and then she shoots him as he's on the ground.
and then the Greek restaurant lady's like, "I know a place we can get everyone safe." And then
Karen asks if
he
Swordsman can
doesn't put
drive.
Karen in the armored car for some reason. Swordsman drives
Yeah.
away.
I don't know why they don't-
running next to gunfire. The wooden boxes are sparking as bullets hit them because that's what those do when you shoot them with bullets. They spark. Then they get in a car and they reveal, oh my gosh, all the wheels have been slashed by a white tiger knife that Hector Ayala had inscribed and given to Angela, I guess.
Apparently.
What does the amulet even do, bro?
Didn't give her super strength. She just slashed a tire with
cut
a
some
knife.
tires.
Anyone could do that. And she like looks at the knife like, oh yeah.
That tells
I'm
Karen I
super
couldn't leave those
tough."
people in there. She says, "I know." Like, yes. What? Daredevil saved somebody.
Also, apparently Hector engraved his initials into the sheath for his vigilante knife.
Well, it's not it's just a knife, but he might have been in the military. Like, it might be like I don't know. But
It
why would you?
didn't- It looked
it
more
doesn't-
like a knife. It didn't.
Either way,
it wasn't like a cable.
It's pointless. It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Let's go. We're almost done. So then Fisk is like, "Oh no, they got away. Now kill all the innocent people." So they blow up the boat, and this looks really bad. I'm not kidding when I say every scene where the exterior of Northern Star is in it looks awful. Matt listens to all the people blow up
And is like
This
minorly up.
bad. And he's like, they killed him. So what? They're gonna blame this on
sinks
Daredevil, famous
so
bomb user.
fast. It sinks so fast.
They're gonna
And
blame
then the
this
water is just
explosion.
like nothing happened.
So I guess they're gonna blame this explosion on famous bomb user Daredevil.
Yeah, apparently.
Would be my guess. Yeah, and that's the end of the episode. These two are pretty bad. Like really bad.
This is terrible. This I don't even know what to say, man. Like, I don't know how they made this show and then the official narrative what they put out is that this is like on par with the best Daredevil.
This is the
It's-
second highest rated Daredevil season right now, I believe.
Yeah, which is bullshit, whatever.
Highest rated Daredevil seasons. Let me just because even like people on Twitter go like they always hit a no, it's nowhere near as good as like the heights of season 1 and 3, but we can all agree it's better than that season 2 garbage.
But like season 2 had the best Daredevil ever in it.
Yeah.
Overall, it
And
was the
hand stuff
worst.
really isn't all that bad.
Overall, it was the worst season because the hand stuff was like a little less interesting and like
It's a little poorly done, but honestly, it's not that bad.
like it was worse than
The only thing that
the
struggles with
Kingpin
the hand
stuff, which was just phenomenal, but it wasn't
Okay.
bad.
But the only thing that's wrong with the hand stuff is that it gets concluded in a show that sucks. Like it would have been fine
Yeah,
if most
it
of it was
gets-
finished.
It's because it gets concluded externally instead of in Daredevil. That's what takes away from it. But like season 2 is a really good season.
It has the
And the
best
hand stuff-
episodes.
And the hand stuff is like cool.
Season 2 has the best episodes.
The stick stuff is cool. I really like Stick.
I miss Stick, but I don't want to see him in this show.
No, I don't want him to bring him back because
No flashbacks, please. I never thought I'd say this. I'm so glad he's dead. Can't bring him
Yeah.
back. Same father left. And
Yeah.
Allison.
yeah, honestly at this point
I'm
it's
even
better to
glad
be
Foggy's dead,
because-
too. Like,
Yeah,
they already ruined him. They still ruined him, even though he was dead. But they can't ruin him more.
I can't even imagine what they would do with Foggy if he was still alive.
That's why they just killed him.
Because, like, listen, they can't write for anybody, but Foggy is like, he's clever, funny, and interesting. And I feel like he's one of the harder ones to write for.
He is. What is it? There, I can't remember. He's like, I think it's in that. It is in one of the garbage Born Again episodes. I think it was, but I think it was actually. It might have been from the scene. Yeah, it's in the scene where the only good scene where you're first to Foggy is like, he's like 10 times the man either Frank or Matt will ever be. Like he's
like,
able to
he's
achieve.
more pure than,
Yeah, like
or
Matt always
I
used
think
to-
the line was like he's 10 times more decent than either of us could hope to
whatever.
be.
But it's like, yeah, I don't. It's like whatever.
It's like Foggy's a normal, very good
Matt
person.
doesn't deserve Foggy. Is always the point. It's like
Yeah, Foggy is
Matt
like
lied to Foggy actively. Like all this.
Foggy's a
other stuff,
great
and
person.
actively is a
He's a-
horrible friend. Season 3, he's a horrible friend.
He's
Matt is
a-
to Foggy,
he's a
yet
really-
Foggy doesn't abandon him.
He's a really good lawyer. He's really smart, and he's funny and charismatic on screen.
And he
And
stands up for himself.
and he doesn't take shit.
Like
Like
in season 2, when Foggy's standing up, Foggy refuses to work with Matt because he's standing up for himself. But then in season 3, when Matt's just being a bad friend, he doesn't want Matt to like ruin his life. So he's trying to save his friend. It's a difference. He's not rolling over and being like, no, what you did is okay. He literally says what Matt's doing is not okay, but I'm gonna be the kind of friend who tries to
Yeah.
save him.
exactly. He's literally like the best friend possible.
Yeah. He's like, I mean, he's Samwise. He's Samwise.
Yeah.
That's his character. It's the same kind of character, basically.
Yeah. He's your best friend no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. This it's bad.
It's just plain old
I'm trying to
bad.
think. The first 3 episodes of Born Again are pretty bad, but these are worse, I think.
No, these are worse for sure. Because they also, it's not like
I can't even give them the benefit of working with, trying to fit these pieces together. It's just bad. And
Yeah,
even
this is their vision. This is new team. This is their vision.
even
They had no interruptions. They had nothing. This was their vision.
this is what they wanted.
It's blue.
It's blue.
All right, should we wrap up?
Hold on. Let me change my white light to blue real quick.
No, you should be red. You got to be red.
Yeah, for contrast. One sec. Let me get the red here. Oh,
It's
shoot, I missed it.
completely messing with my focus now, though.
Oh. There we go. Ooh, I'm red and you're blue. Woohoo!
I can make it even more. I can make it even better, actually.
Absolute cinema.
Let me look. Look, I'll change the aspect ratio.
Yo, look. Oh, I'm changing us on the stream, by the way. You can't see it, but I'm moving us on the stream.
Let me just real quick. All right, put us back in the middle. I'll
Yeah, we're back. This is peak, by the way.
did a little dolly zoom. Hold on, let me.
Yo, I can zoom you in if you want. Yes,
this is cinema, by the way.
This is what they claim is peak cinema, by the way. Ooh, dollies. Ooh, oh.
I'll go ultra wide. Oh my gosh, man. Oh
Wow. Oh, wait, I can go ultra wide. One sec.
Alright, let me get my lighting back to normal.
Yeah, let me fix that. Shoot, I can't even see it. It's too red. There we go.
I hope that gets posted on Twitter, by the way, and we get credit for how amazing. By the way, like that's how easy it was. Everyone's like, "This is so amazing and incredible." It's like I can just turn off the lights that make me look like a human and leave the blue light on, and I'm blue.
Yeah, I can just turn the blue light on and everything is blue.
Because
that's literally
work.
yeah, that's how light works.
Thank you for watching Subjectively Correct episode number 31. Well, that is it for double features. We are back to individual episodes. We flew through. I know we
Amen.
flew through episode 3.
There really wasn't much to
It's
it though.
just not
Like
much. There's a long stretch of Kirsten walking through Red Hook that is useless because Matt doesn't need that to walk through Red Hook. And then all of the swordsman trial is stupid and happens in 5 minutes and is a big part of the episode, but is like nothing is done there. It doesn't make any sense.
nothing
And
happens. She apparently has all this concrete evidence that will get him off and then doesn't use the evidence.
He is guilty of the crime he's under trial for.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, whatever. And the whole Red Hook thing sucks. And then like we blew by that dinner scene, which is long, but
It's painfully long. Literally just to say these are who these characters are.
these are these characters. And by the way, the governor's scared of Fit. That's the funniest part is the governor's giving some long speech and Vanessa just goes, she's talking because she's scared of Wilson Fisk. Well, like looking at the camera.
Yeah, it's
like, thanks, I got it, actually. I kind of
like, no, thanks. I understood what she was doing there. I didn't need you to tell me.
But my review of episode 1 is out. I'm gonna try to get these 2 reviews out, but dude, it's 2 episodes. The first episode took me down to the wire. We'll see if we get it done. Jake's working on his stuff.
Yeah, I'm working on my episode 1
out.
review. It's coming along.
You can subscribe. You can check out those videos. You can check out all our stuff. We'll be back next week with episode 4, which means we are halfway done, which is not really halfway done.
Almost.
And then we have the Punisher special presentation. It'd be so nice if that's just all right. Like that'd be a nice
if it's
palette
just like
cleanser.
a 6 out of 10, I will be
If
so
it's a 5
happy.
out of 10, it'll be pretty good.
That's true. Honestly, if it was a 4, I'd be like, all right, that's better than nothing. It's better than Born Again.
Yeah. Yeah, 40% of it's decent. That's not bad. But yeah, you could if it's 2 out of 5, you gotta do your fractions, right? You can check us out, subscribe, all that stuff and things. And we'll catch you later. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.